What's up, duelists? Your boy is back. Oh my gosh, deck doctor time. We're gonna be cooking some live new decks today. We're gonna be creating. We're gonna be in a creative process. We're gonna take a look at people's decks and we're gonna fix them. Anyway, let me just send out some tweets, some posts that I am live, and we can get underway. I'm really excited. I wanted to live stream today. I actually wanted to spend some time with the community today. What's up, Nab? Welcome in. Minute 1. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Nab? Thank you for always asking. It's very kind. Live with Deck Doctor. Come hang and get your deck fixed. Alright. In parentheses, or broken. Paste. Alright. We running it. What's up, Cool Dead Punk? Too lazy to send the deck list, but it's the Turbo Gaia deck, but I replaced the Gaia stuff with Amaryllis. I don't know what that means. The Turbo Gaia deck. Isn't that just the Demise deck? Are you talking about Demise Amaryllis? Demise Amaryllis is kind of a cool idea. We could maybe cook that. Much appreciated, Nab. What's up, HPR Shredder? What's up, Enraged Peacock? What's up, CB? Just logging in for the first time today. We're going to be doing a little deck doctor action today. We're going to be looking at people's decks that they send me, and we are going to be fixing them up and making them better. You want me to fix your vanilla deck? Heck yeah. That's the point of today's stream, is deck doctoring. We're gonna take a look at people's decks and see if we can make them better. That's it, pretty much. That's it. We're just gonna be cooking. We're gonna be building decks, testing them. Really simple stream. Super excited. Make sure you guys smash like on the stream. I'm super excited to get started. But we need at least 10 likes on the stream before I can hop into the first deck list. You'll get a link. DM it to me either on Discord or on Dueling Book. Links are currently banned in the live chat. Yeah, pretty much. Once again, I will be trying to, well, I guess not once again. I haven't mentioned this yet. Let's go ahead and just go over the goal of today's stream. Let's talk about the goals of today's stream, okay? Let's just talk it through. Let's just talk it through, all right? Let's just talk it through. Let's take this screenshot of someone being a rager after they were beating my ass and not understanding how DD Assailant works, refusing to read the card. And then let's go ahead and write the goals of today's stream on it. Okay. So the goals. Let's go over the goals. Let's get some right font going. Okay, goals. Goals. All right, number 1 goal. Fucking number 1. 1. Make deck do what it wants to do. Make this a little bit smaller and then we'll zoom in. And then 2, make deck meta viable. These are kind of our big goals for fixing people's decks. Looks like we got a message from Red Meta. Just sent us the first deck. Cool Dead Punk says they sent a link on Discord. So we're going to start compiling these real quick. Here's a replay. Don't need the replays, but we will grab the other link from Discord. Give me 1 second. How you guys doing today? How you guys having fun? You guys having a good time with your boy? How was your Easter? How was your weekend? What did you guys do this weekend? Oh, Discord is like making my computer fan go off the fucking charts, bro. Oh my gosh, everything is crashing. The whole world is crashing down right now. Alright. Just the replay. Okay, cool. So we've got 2 decks to start with here. Everyone, make sure you have liked the stream. That's the most important thing. We need 10 likes before I can get started. Right now we have 7, so 3 more people smash like. We'll get 10 likes and we'll get started. I need engagement. I'm basically just farming for engagement. You're going to head to bed, but stop by real quick. Hope you have a good night's rest in Rage Peacock. Okay, let's see. Is it okay that the deck is bad? Well, keep in mind, if the deck is bad and won't be meta viable even if we fix it, then I will like try to find alternative things that will accomplish the same thing but better. But yeah, it's okay that the deck is bad, basically. But I'm just be willing to understand when I change the shit out of it if it's bad. You sent and liked. Perfect. Perfect. You have an instant hero zombie build. Well, send it to me on either Dueling Book, preferably Dueling Book. Yeah, DM it to me on Dueling Book. I'm on my this account. I'm on extra account. So DM it to me on Dueling Book. And as long as it's a cool list, we will build it. We will deck doctor it. How do you send decks? So you click this export deck button right there, and then you copy the link of that, and then you DM it to me on Dueling Book. That's why you watch E3 on company time. What's up, Joe Blogs? Okay, we got enough likes. Let's hop into the first deck. So the first deck, this is submitted by Red Meta. This looks like Black Wings, but worse. What does this deck have that makes it good? Oh, Robin Goblin. Okay, that's like the unique strategy here is Robin Goblin. Okay, that's pretty cool. But only 1 Bora is really stupid because that's kind of the point of Robin Goblin is. Okay, hold up. We'll get to that in a second. We got another deck here. We'll pull that up. All right. So let's go ahead and download this bad boy, and we will upload it. And I'll go Deck Doctor 1 Red Meta. Okay, cool. So we got this bad boy downloaded. We're gonna import it. You just realized you've been watching me daily without being subscribed. It happens, Akalesh. It happens. But you know what? You're subscribed now. Okay. Let me just grab this Deck Doctor 1 file real quick from my downloads, I guess. Where the fuck? Bro, this shit is so stupid. Hold up. There's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be a better way to do this. Okay, let's try this. There we are. All right. Okay. Deck doctoring with Celia Bot, aka Red Meta's Robin Goblin Blackwing deck. So the strategy of this is pretty cool. I like this a lot. There are some cards in here that are just like stupid though, like Exarian Universe. Like this card. What does this do? Do you just set this and hope they attack into it? Like, is that the plan? What is this? Another deck board from Silly Skateboards. All right, he says Cloudy and Fairies. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. But we're starting off with this one. Okay, cool. Cool. So first things first. Obviously, you want triple Bora because you want to deal combat damage. So, like, that's kind of ideal. I do like the idea of Feign. But yeah, you pretty much gotta have triple Bora, triple Sirocco in this type of deck because you're trying to like rip cards from the hand. That's just kind of the idea. Shrink is cool. Gores seems really stupid with Robin Goblin. That just seems bad. I'm gonna be honest. It seems bad. Starlight Road seems necessary. Brain Mind seem necessary. All of these other spells. Heavy Storm. Do we want to play Heavy Storm in this deck? Yes, absolutely, because people are gonna set their hand. We might even want to play Giant Trunade in this deck as well. I'm thinking Giant Trunade could go a long way. Raikou doesn't make sense. Gremel kind of makes sense, but not really. Spirit Reaper is what is the point of Spirit Reaper? You have Robin Goblin already. Spirit Reaper does what Robin Goblin already does. So back to this, make the deck do what it wants to do, which is activate Robin Goblin, pretty much, and just rip cards from people's hand. You don't need Spirit Reaper because Robin Goblin already does that. Like, it just does that with any of your monsters. It makes any of your monsters Spirit Reapers. Spirit Reaper is kind of a pointless normal summon. It's just a weak normal summon. This guy can attack directly, so he's pretty cool with Robin Goblin. I still think you need to play 3 Blizzard. Like, just because you're playing, like, a Robin Goblin Blackwing deck doesn't mean you want to play a bad Blackwing deck. What is Avenging Knight in here for? How do you make Avenging Knight in this deck? You just straight up can't, right? I guess Gale Cyber Dragon. Yeah, that just can't be made. So we're going to go with the second Armed Wing. I do like Fane, though. I do think Fane has a lot of application. But, yeah, we'll go second Armed Wing. Definitely want more of this effect. Delta Crow. Because once people realize you're on Robin Goblin, they're going to be setting into... your board a lot, and you definitely want more Icarus attack as well, because the second people start to hold they'll start setting cards against you, and then you can just end phase Icarus them, or you can end phase Delta Crow them. So I think that this plays into your natural game plan of like Robin Goblin, that sort of thing. Exarian Universe, I don't really understand this. I think like the concept is to set him and then hope people attack into him, but there are just better cards for that than Exarian Universe. Like Gravekeeper Spy is a card that would be pretty good. And then Grammel, once again, this is a Blackwing deck, so your normal summon's going to be pretty taxed. We're just going to cut him, like, entirely. We may side it, but I think for now, the concept is that with Robin Goblin and Bora, if you attack into a Raikou, then you're putting them in a bad spot anyway. So it's like, you don't necessarily need Grammel to, like, bounce the whatever. Yeah, this is where I would start with this. Trap Dust Shoot also seems kind of silly alongside Robin Goblin, because your opponent's going to be setting their hand a lot. So I would probably like side Trap Dust Shoot in this deck. I'll probably side it, and I'd probably play something like, I don't know, maybe Compulsory. I know you have the Compulsories in the main, but I cut them initially, but it actually seems pretty fucking insane with the Robin Goblins, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, this is it. And then Torrential's strong, but you could probably get away with siding it. The sideboard has Breakers. I don't like Breaker and Blackwings. Just don't. Just doesn't make sense. Because, like, Breaker takes up the normal summon that you're already pretty taxed on. I do like Nobleman, though. I think Nobleman of Extermination. Someone said Malevolent Catastrophe to punish the sets. That's what we have Delta Crow and Icarus attack for. I think these are just better cards than Malevolent Catastrophe. Delta Crow especially being chainable. But yeah, I think Nobleman of Extermination is a good side. I think Forbidden Chalice is like kind of a weak side option. There are better side options than that. Pulling the Rug is pretty strong. Trap Dust Shoot, you might not even need to side it because like Robin Goblin is just hand rip. What I think you need more of is actually Grave Control, because sometimes you're going to rip cards out of people's hand. It's actually going to set up their graveyard for them. So I think you actually need Soul Release. I think you need Light Mirror for Light Sworns, because you're going to put like light monsters in the graveyard. And then I think you also need maybe like a DD Crow or two. Just as a way to like have Grave Control versus the decks where that matters. Cyber Dragon seems okay. Not maining Royal Oppression is okay, I think. I think this is more of a Starlight Road build anyway. Shrink, I think, is just bad. But it helps you play through Bottomless somewhat. So I don't hate, like, one. But I basically would never want to draw a second one. So I think we're going to cut one, and then this is going to be, like, the starting 40 for you, Red Meta. This would be, like, the starting 40, or how I would approach the starting 40. Yeah, this seems pretty good to me. And then for the sideboard, this is how I would approach the starting sideboard. You might want another DD Crow in here somewhere, but this is just like how I would approach it to start. It doesn't look terrible like this. This might be too much back row hate. Maybe cut one of these for like a DD Crow. But that's kind of it, pretty much. Yeah. All right, Deck Doctor 1, complete. What do you guys think? You guys think this looks solid? Do you guys think this looks better? You guys think this looks worse? Press 1 if you think this looks better or worse than the initial list we looked at. And press 2 if you think it looks worse. This looks so fun. Will I play it? I may play some of these at the end of the stream. But right now, we're just deck doctoring for people. Let's see, we got a few more messages. One from Hanibo. This looks like Gallus. Okay, that should be fun. And then one from On the Tracks. We got the... You said better, but you like your jank. Didn't ask. Thanks for submitting, though. Red Meta. A lot of fun. We got one from Hey, it's Pedro. He submitted another deck list. Cool. Looks much improved. Yeah, I think it looks like it's wants to do what it wants to do. So, like, this deck wants to activate Robin Goblin. So we got triple Robin Goblin. We got triple Icarus to punish for when they settle their hand. And Delta Crow to punish when they settle their hands. We got a couple of tricks. Feign, Shrink, both really fun tricks. Feign also pretty cool with Shura. You can like run something over with Shura and then attack directly with Feign. That's kind of cool. Still might want to get a Vayu in here somewhere just because that card is crazy. But you know what? I think it's fine. So maybe we'll put a tentative Vayu. Vayu also helps improve the Icarus attacks. Yeah, if Vayu could go in here somewhere. Like just as a one-of, maybe over a Shura or a Soroka or something. I don't really know. Or care. Alright, good shit. Thank you for submitting. On to the next one. Let's move to the next one. The next one that was submitted, I believe, was this one. No, that wasn't the next one. Which one was the next one? Who submitted the next one? I don't even remember who these are. Man, I gotta stop clicking these. I'm scrolling up in the chat. What is this? This just looks like Amaryllis Burn, but with a wolf in it and some JDs. Huh. I don't really understand this. Like, what is this? What does adding JD to Amaryllis Burn really do? Like, you're cutting Mark of the Rose and DDR for JD. I don't think that that is good. So I'm just going to go ahead and veto this one, because this is just Amaryllis Burn, but with, like, without the Armory Mark of the Rose package, which I think is a super key part to this deck. If you don't play... It gives you a boss monster. Brother, what is Titanial? You get to play Recharge. Yeah, but then you don't get to play Hidden Armory, DDR, and Mark of the Rose, which are kind of the whole point of the deck. Like, that... Like, I want to play Amaryllis because I want to play Mark of the Rose. Not playing Mark of the Rose makes this deck, like, a lot worse. You're just going to have even more... It's like... The worst hands with this deck are like, I have Amaryllis and Titanial and I can't play them, and I didn't draw trade-in. You've just added more of those cards that I can't play. You've added more bricks, and you've cut things that like turn on good hands. So we're going to veto this one. Sorry to whoever submitted it. All right, next. This looks like Diva Hero Zombies with triple instant fusion. How the fuck? Okay. How did you make room for all this in the extra deck? We're just not playing the zombie fusions at all. That can't be good. Triple Miracle with only 2 absolute zeros. And Future Fusion. Cool That Punk says deck literally puts 19 in graveyard turn 1, but okay. How does it do that? How does it do that? Without drawing recharge and target plus recharge and target? How does it do that turn 1? No, seriously, how does it do that? I don't... Even with all 3 recharges and Charge of the Light Brigade, you would literally have to have all 3 recharges, all 3 trade-ins, and Charge of the Light Brigade to do that consistently turn 1. What are you talking about? Anyway. Hope you never draw into the 3rd Miracle, or just hope your opponent doesn't out the 2 zeros. Yeah, I don't like this for a lot of reasons. Mostly because Instant Fusion is bad without Urbellum. Like, that's kind of the point. And Life Transfer. Like, that's kind of the point. Also, like... I don't know. I'd have to test this. Immediately looking at it, it looks like the extra deck is bad. Like, the extra deck is the biggest point of constraint. And it looks like you don't have enough 7s to want 2 5s. If that even makes sense. And you're going to get a lot of hands where it's like Miracle Fusion, Diva, Caius. But maybe this is crazy. Yeah, 3 Miracle feels like too much. Yeah. See, my biggest problem with this deck is that better versions of this deck already exist. So, like, just go copy those. So, my deck doctor would be, like, take the Instant Fusion deck and go play a different version. Or take the Diva Hero version and go play the Diva Hero version. Like, best Yu-Gi-Oh player NA. But we're still going to take a look at it and see if we can improve it, because it is doing something slightly unique, because it's got Instant and Diva and Miracle, which not a lot of decks do. So we're going to take a look at it. This is going to be Deck Doctor 2. Who submitted this one again? We're going to try to edit this so it doesn't suck completely. Okay, we got one from Atago as well. We'll pop that one out. I'm not going to remember who submitted all of these, but we're just going to get through them. Apologies in advance to everyone. This is going to be fun, though. This is going to be fun. Please help your vanillas cook. Yeah, we'll get to it eventually. We got a lot to stream today. We got a lot of content. So it'll be all right. So we got this guy, Deck Doctor 2. All right. So, like, let's say what the deck is trying to do is Diva plus Instant Fusion. So with 3 Instant Fusion, the best thing you can do with Diva and Instant Fusion is, like, make a 2-card 8, right? That's not very good. Why do we have Gaia Knight? We don't need Gaia Knight. We need Revive King. Revive King is actually super important. People don't understand how important this card is. And then you also, with Instant Fusion, you do need Herbellum. So I think, honestly, Mariner, gotta go. It's gotta go. I think that's just wrong. I think at most you can support 2 Miracles in this deck. Can't support 3. I think with triple Instant Fusion, you do want... I mean, you definitely want Mind Control in this deck in general, because Mind Control is broken. So you should absolutely be playing Mind Control. If you're playing a Synchro deck, you should be playing Mind Control, unless it's like Quick Draw. But, like, generally speaking, Mind Control is, like, the reason to play Synchro decks, in my opinion. This card is ridiculous. It's so broken. So absolutely want that, for sure. Definitely a power card. Definitely better than the 3rd Miracle. It's going to be live way more often than the 3rd Miracle. It's going to win you way more games than the 3rd Miracle ever will. So just something you want to include immediately. Dark Grepher is a Rota target. Okay, that makes sense. Triple Instant Fusion also seems a little bit much, just because you don't have Herbellum. Wait, did we add Herbellum? We did. What did I cut for it? Oh, I cut the other guy for it. Never mind. We do have Herbellum, so it's a little bit better. I still think that this is not the ideal way to play this deck. I still think the ideal way to play this deck would be to copy one of the other lists that plays either Instant Fusion or Miracle Fusion, but doesn't play both. If you want to play both Miracle Fusion and Instant Fusion, then my biggest suggestion would be to actually play slightly different deck. But generally speaking, this guy is a little bit better than Instant Fusion, the evil guy, because he sets up for Miracle Fusion, and he accomplishes very much the same role as Instant Fusion. And it doesn't cost you life points, and yeah. 3 Instant Fusion, definitely too much if you insist on playing both. I agree. I think you can cut it down to 2. I'm just trying to think of what the best card to have in the last slot is. It's probably something like Solemn or the 3rd Pyramid Turtle or something along those lines. Yeah. Or just another way to get a dude in play. Maybe Call of the Haunted. I'm like just trying to think of like extension. 73 watchers, we need more likes. Like the stream. Yes, of course. You have to like the stream. Before we get into the 3rd deck, we need 40 likes. That's the way this goes. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd probably be on board for like some Call of the Haunted action. Royal Decree is interesting. I don't know what you're siding it in against though, and your trap cards are actually pretty fucking strong. So I don't know if this would ever be a Royal Decree deck, because you're just not siding in Royal Decree versus Blackwings with this deck. So I just don't think this is ever going to be a Royal Decree deck. I don't think Pulling the Rug is like that spectacular in this deck anyway. I think what I would do is 3rd Book of Life. That's probably the way I would approach this. Is 3rd Book of Life. And then we would think about the Call of the Haunted as well. And then I also do want Foolish Burial in this deck. I think that that's super important at maintaining the live Book of Life and Miracle Fusions. But I'm not sure what I would cut for it. This definitely complicates the deck. Maybe even the second Miracle Fusion gets cut straight up. That would make a lot more sense to me. Yeah, I personally would play this, and then I would maybe try to like fit Call of the Haunted in here somewhere as well. My biggest concern with this deck right now is how weak it is to Royal Oppression. You'd need to find some ways to make it less weak to Royal Oppression. But you always have Pyramid Turtle float into Caius to out it, so that's like okay, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty weak to Royal Oppression. Not siding Dust Tornado seems pretty silly. And Dust Tornado is always really good with return. So, yeah, I would side Dust Tornadoes. And then doesn't side Cyber Dragon makes sense because you don't have the deck space for it. Double Vanities makes sense because of the instants. You can make an argument for Call of the Haunted over Book of Life because you are playing shit like Stratos. And you can also make an argument for Phoenix Wing over like second Bottomless because you are playing Stratos. I would think something like this is okay. I think you like side Bottomless or something over Smashing Ground, which like, when do you ever want Smashing Ground in this deck? Let's be real. I guess to kill like Thunder King and shit. Cyber Dragon's probably better. This went from kitchen to standard. Well, that's because he was taking a standard deck and just objectively making it worse. And also it's not standard. It still has Instant Fusion and Miracle Fusion. And it's going to accomplish the same thing that the deck was trying to accomplish, but better. What's the account name I'm using? I'm using Extra Extra. We got a lot more DMs. All right, let's pop these bad boys out. Keep in mind, these are the goals at the beginning of the stream. I want to make the deck do what it wants to do, and then I want to make the deck meta viable if possible. Those are the goals. So make sure and you know the vibes. All right, we're just popping out some decks. I am gonna veto some of these if they're like terrible, but if they're not terrible, then you know, maybe we can cook something. Maybe we can make something work. You never know. All right, I think this is about as good as it's gonna get for this one. This is what I would figure out. Hugo says play some dope music. Nah, I don't wanna. I want to be able to monetize the stream. Okay, so that's about as good as it's gonna get for this. You can always just figure out the last sideboard card. There we go. We got one more. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next one. Which ones of these have we done already? Did we do this one? Yeah, we did that one. That one can get closed. Cool. So this is kind of the before. Let's do a before and after pick. This is before. He had triple instant, triple miracle with a really messy extra deck. No way to really capitalize off of having 2 5s for instant. Only 2 Book of Life, so he's not going to be able to spam Reaper consistently after he brings it out with instant. And then the after is going to be something like this. He's got way more consistent, instant fusion use because he's got Urbellum. He's got something to actually do with his 5-star after he summons it. He's got triple Book of Life to guarantee he can bring back Reaper as frequently as possible. He's got Foolish Burial to send Mizuki to bring back that Reaper as well, and also to set up for the return and set up for the Book of Lives and for the Miracle. Only one Miracle because you've got Future Fusion and Miracle, so that can make any combination of these 3 cards without compromising or having a weaker extra deck. We cut one of the bottomless for a Phoenix Wing. Phoenix Wing can pitch Dead Malleys or make use of the Stratos Search and Out Oppression, which the deck was struggling with a little bit before. And then I think that this just overall like cleans up and tightens up the deck list quite a bit. We added Mind Control over a Miracle Fusion. Mind Control is almost always going to be live in this deck with Plague, Triple Diva, lots of ways to search the Plague. You can make an argument for Sangan as well in this deck, which is another card. Sangan plus Call of the Haunted are 2 more cards that I think you can make an argument to try and fit in this deck. But yeah, overall, I think this is much better, and it's going to accomplish the things you want to accomplish more consistently than it was in this build. So that's going to be our deck doctor for that one. What's this one? Cloudian Fairies. Okay, so the goal with this is you like the Cloudian cards and you want to play them. But you also want to play Fairies, and you also want to play Lightsworn, and you also want to play Salvage. Yeah, I don't know. I think we can take a look at this last, because I'm not really familiar with these cards, because to my understanding, they're all terrible. So we'll take a look at that a bit later. What's this one? This one is a Twilight Rose plant deck. Okay. Whoever submitted this one, it's your lucky day. We're doing yours next. So this is going to be Deck Doctor 3. Okay. If you're submitting them, just give me time, because we got to get through them, you know. But yeah. Just closing out all these messages so I can see. Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and pop in the third Deck Doctor here in a second. Import deck. See, Deck Doctor 3, Deck Doctor 3, Deck Doctor 3. Let's take a look. Okay. Deck Doctor 3, let him cook. All right, this is the Twilight Rose plant deck. If you're submitting decks, please try to organize them a little bit better than this, because I don't like when the monsters are like not next to the other monsters. It's kind of confusing. Kind of doesn't give us a great idea of what's happening here. This looks very interesting. Very, very interesting. Only 3 Mark of the Rose and 1 DDR for the Power Tool Surge. Only 2 Twilight Rose Knights. No Rhoda to find the Twilight Rose Knight. Okay, that's immediately on my mind. Is that 1 Dandelion. No Foolish. 1 Book of Life. We are playing Return because of the Mark of the Rose. That makes sense. We are playing Call of Honor. We are playing Titanial. Interesting. Very interesting. What happens when we draw Titanial in this deck? We just get kind of fucked. Okay. Interesting. This might be a deck that wants to go over 40 cards. I'm not 100% on it. Cyber Valley doesn't make a whole lot of sense in this deck. I understand wanting to Mark of the Rose something and then banish it with Cyber Valley, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Multiple Caius. Do we want 2 Caius here? Yeah, probably. We'll come back to that. I may want to cut one of the Caiuses. Right now I'm just like looking at things I may want to cut. Battle Fader is interesting. I don't hate Battle Fader usually, but in this deck, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The only conversion is Caius or that Cyber Valley that we just cut, which I'm not super high on. Cyber Valley without a way to tutor it is just a brick. I like it in Fairies because Shining Angel can get it, and so you have like a bunch of ways to get it into play without taking your normal from that turn. Like you can pass into it basically, but in decks like this, it's just like you're kind of hoping to randomly draw it when you need it, and it's never really a great proactive normal summon. It's usually best when you can summon it from deck, or you can special summon it to some degree. Okay, let's switch these Mystic Tomato art because it's confusing me. That's like a big one. Mystic Tomato. Someone said Avarice. No, this is not an Avarice deck by any means. It's not milling, A, and B, it actively needs cards in the graveyard to banish for Mark of the Rose or for Book of Life. Let's look at the extra deck here. Ancient Fairy Dragon. It's probably worse than... Are we playing Gale in this? That seems interesting. Press 1 if you think Gale is better than the third Twilight Rose Knight. And press 2 if you think it's good to have... I lost my train of thought. The other guy. Yeah, I may have suggested Battle Fader a while ago when the build looked different. But in this build, I wouldn't play it. This specific build. Seems nice to have. You can tutor it with Tomato. Okay. Looking at the extra deck, is there anything we don't really like about this extra deck? Immediately, my thought is it needs Armory Arm. Like, pretty badly. Because, like, if you're playing against frogs and you steal something, you can also cut Android. Because, like, you don't really need more 5s, I don't think. Urukizis also seems like he doesn't come up that much. Maybe he does. I don't know. Let's see. What do the 6s look like? You have 4 6s. Only 3 7s, and only 2 of them you can make off Twilight. This is an interesting one. Oh my god, so many more people are submitting decks. Alright, give me a second, folks. We'll get to those in a minute. Let me just pop these out real quick. HPR Shredder. Arcanite. How do we make Arcanite? Alright. Let's see. I do like this build. I don't think we can make Arcanite without Kaiku, right? It's literally just Kaiku that makes it. I do want a second DDR. Just because you want to be able to activate Power Tool twice if you draw and equip. I do want reinforcement. I think this is pretty cool. And then with reinforcement, I like DD Warrior Lady a lot. But I don't know if this is better than the zombie stuff, because the zombie stuff is pretty freaking strong. I can't lie. And then once again, the trap cards are good. I just can't help but notice they're a little bit weak to a certain Royal Oppression. Mark of the Rose helps a lot, though. Mark of the Rose definitely helps a lot. I'm trying to think if there's like a reason to play something like Card Destruction in this deck. Hidden Armory? No, we need our normal summon. This is a very normal summon reliant build. You can make an argument for Hidden Armory if this was playing more other cards, but I think in this deck with so many normal summons, Hidden Armory is too important. So I think with Twilight Rose Knight, like, let's look at the Twilight Rose Knight stuff, and then let's look at the zombie stuff, and figure out where, like, the crossovers are. Okay, so, like, forget Sangan, he's not really a Twilight Rose Knight card. Okay. So we've got 2 Rose Knight and 5 level 4s to summon with it. Is Mindcon necessary in the main? I think Mindcon is better than Brain Control and Mark of the Rose in this deck, so yes. I think it's the best of the 5. If anything, I would probably cut Brain Control before I cut the other 4. But I think Mind Control is the best, because it can take set monsters. Is Rhoda better than the 3rd Twilight Rose? There's no other target. Yeah, but Rhoda makes you immune to Dust Shoot, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice with it. Yeah, I think it's definitely better. Plus, your opponent doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know that Rhoda... Plus, we haven't changed the sideboard yet. We may change the sideboard. Your opponent doesn't know that you don't have other targets, so it, like, conceals information. If you ever go through 2 Twilight Rose and you draw Rhoda, like, my condolences, but... yeah, pretty much. Okay, the zombie package has Reaper. How important is Reaper in this deck? I feel like it's less important than, like, Foolish Burial. I think Reaper is, like, not that good in this deck specifically. I guess it's okay with Mark of the Rose, but just, like... I kind of just want to make sure the deck works. I don't know. I feel like you could cut Reaper for Foolish Burial. And you could also probably cut Book of Life. Because we have DDR, which is, like, kind of like just Book of Life, but tutorable. Let's see. Maybe Pyramid Turtle? Nah, you have Tomato. It's the same thing. I'm, like, heavy thinking here. I also don't know if, like, Titanial's that good. Like, could we get away with not playing Titanial? Is that realistic? Or is Titanial kind of the reason we're playing this deck? I think it might make the deck too much worse to cut Titanial. Second Dandy? Only way I'd play second Dandy is if I was playing, like, Card Trooper or some shit. Which, Card Trooper doesn't sound bad. He doesn't sound too bad in this deck. Because, like, Card Trooper's good with Call. He's good with Mark of the Rose. He's good with... Like, Card Trooper's pretty nice here. He, like, draws cards, which is cool. I don't hate Card Trooper. Card Trooper also is, like, a pretty good beater under oppression. Why 1 Dandy? It's just an option select, but I don't know if it's great. You're so confused. You can tutor it off Lone Fire, or you can tutor it off Sangan, and then you can, like, pitch it and, like, make synchro plays. It's a good pitch for DDR as well. But I'm not totally sold on it either. Okay. Cool. Creature swap, my favorite. You know, you're kind of spitting on the creature swap vibe. I don't hate that. I'm trying to think what this deck kind of gets rolled by, and it gets rolled by bricking. So, like, I'm trying to figure out ways to fix it from bricking. Like, Foolish Burial fix it from bricking. Let's look at the spells that are limited in the format. Sometimes I do this. I just look at spells that are limited in, obviously not this format, but also not this format. There we go. Alright, are any of these spells going to fix our hands? Charge of the Light Brigade, that'd be pretty good. E-Telly would be pretty good. Can we get Future Fusion in here? Probably not. Although, Future Fusion, Stratos, Mally, nah, that's doing too much. Let's see. Swords of Revealing Light, kind of funny. Maybe we go back to the Battle Fader guy, but I just don't know what Battle Fader's really doing for this deck. Straight up. Hidden Armory, we don't want to lose. We want to normal summon every turn with this deck if possible. So that's kind of the vibe. We could play DD Warrior Lady, but that doesn't really unbrick our hands. Let's see what's limited to 2. Is there's anything like strong in the format that we could use? Is there a reason to play Treeborn Frog in this deck? Pitch it with DDR, pitch it with Zombie Master. It can help you summon Titanium a little bit if you draw it. It's not that good. Kind of gets blocked with all these. Gold Sark, if you can survive, isn't bad. Because you can Gold Sark like something strong. You could even Gold Sark Return, might be interesting. Okay. We could also main like Legacy of Yada. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, like Upstarts, Legacy of Yada. It's just I don't want to draw into Titanium or the bricks. There's a lot of bricks that you kind of want to leave in deck. I think it might just be like a third Twilight Rose. I just might be a third one of this card. Because what does this deck... Let's go back to our goals. Let's go back to our goals. What does this deck want to do? Do you guys know what this deck wants to do? I know what it wants to do. It wants to summon this guy and make a 7-star, and then search an equip spell every turn. And then we want to have Urbellum as well, because he's a good 7-star. I'm really impressed with this card. I feel like that's what we want to do. Is we want to summon him and then... Let's just goldfish it real quick. Make sure this is what we want. Okay. This hand is bad. Double brick, no Twilight Rose. But Twilight Rose would make this hand better. Trigodia's okay too, I guess. Let's see. Does the Foolish Burial improve this? A little bit. It gets Mark of the Rose live. It can get you to Plague, and then you can pitch Mizuki, Special Plague, make a 6. You could do some plays. Alright. Yeah, no, this is exactly what you want. Like, even in this hand, right? Like, look at this hand. We've drawn Titanium, but we've got Rhoda for Twilight Rose. Are we playing Gores already? Yes, we are. So we got Rhoda for Twilight Rose. Card Destruction would be good. Card Destruction could be good, but then we just draw into 2. I was thinking Card Destruction Morphing Drop, but then we just draw into too many Eclipse, Hydro Pump. So I don't know if it's what you want. But this hand is pretty interesting. We go into Mystic Tomato, and then we synchro into Power Tool turn 1. And then we do what we want to do, which is basically just make this guy. And then we resolve this. We get 3 Mark of the Rose, which is great because that's going to set up for our return. And it's also going to set up for our Caius or our follow-up synchro play. We set the return and pass. And if the opponent can't out this, then we draw. We get to use this guy again. And then we get to search for, you know, more good shit, basically. Mark DDR, which is kind of exactly where we want. Even though we've drawn Titanial, because we've resolved Power Tool, we've gotten our +1, and we've got a strong board setup. And even if they outed the Power Tool, then we'd still have Mark Caius to come back into the game. I think that that's kind of like the primary game plan of this deck going first. And so I think you want to like really just have as much of that as possible. The zombie stuff is like kind of just like what you don't want to have. It's like your plan B, I guess. You want to have less of it if possible. I'm not even sold that zombies are optimal for this deck at all. But if you want to play zombies with this deck, then this is probably one of the closest ways you have to playing it optimally. This is not what we're looking at. Where was that deck? How many decks ago was that? Just arbitrarily clicking on shit. People just send me so many decks. Where was that? We did this one already, right? No, we didn't do this one already. Oh my gosh, people send so many crazy things. What was this? Is this the one? No. Oh my god. I need to get organized here. Well, we're looking through all of the ones that we had open. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Where was it? 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 Here it is. Okay, AB. AB time. How do you send me lists? DM me on Dueling Book, please. Umberland Machina with the Spice. Okay, we'll take a look at that one in a minute. So this is before. We had 2 Twilight Rose. We had a Spear Reaper. We had a Cyber Valley. We had a Battle Fader. 1 DDR, 1 Book of Life. You know, just kind of like inconsistent. Like doesn't really know what it's trying to accomplish. Just a bunch of random cards. Some of them have applications, some of them don't. But I feel like this isn't the best deck to use Book of Life in. It's not the best deck to use Spear Reaper in. We took the idea of that deck and we kept it, you know, we kept it the same. You still have plants and zombies. We didn't change it too much, but we brought it to the main goal was making the deck do what it wants to do. Like, what does this deck want to do? It wants to summon Power Tool turn 1, and then after that, it wants to use the equip spells to like make a strong synchro play or something like that. Maybe summon Titanial. I don't know. But the idea is this deck wants to make Power Tool. That's the idea. So we took out some of the like kind of the extra fat and we made it like more consistently do the thing it wants to do, which is summon the Power Tool turn 1. We added a Rhoda, a 3rd Twilight Rose. We could even include another plant monster somewhere in here if we wanted to. We added a 5th equip spell so that even if you draw one of them, your Power Tool is still pretty good. It can search twice. Foolish Burial to make sure your Mark of the Roses are live in your brick hands. And Foolish Burial can also send like Mizuki, Plague, that sort of thing. It sends Dandelion to give you some dudes to work with. So I think that this is an improvement on the deck that we just looked at. All right, next deck. Shout out to whoever submitted this. I hope this helps. If you want to play Battle Fader, Cyber Valley, that type of thing, I think you're looking at wanting to play maybe a slightly different deck. But I think that that engine is not very good in game 1 versus most meta decks right now. How's it going, Mr. Tag? I'm doing pretty good. All right, this is the next deck doctor. This looks like Frog Monarchs. I'm not really going to look at this one too much. But this looks incredibly weak to Mask of Restrict, and it looks incredibly weak to Pulling the Rug. So my biggest advice to this person would be Light and Darkness Dragon. Otherwise, yeah, Light and Darkness Dragon. Make sure you have enough outs to those cards, maybe even Raikou in the sideboard. I like Raikou in Pure Frog Monarchs a lot. I think that this is too many monsters that lose to Pulling the Rug, and I think you have not enough plays if your normal summon gets stopped. That's my biggest advice to this type of deck, is your deck is incredibly normal summon reliant and incredibly weak to Pulling the Rug, so you're going to get fucking pwned by any deck. looking to do this. And then also, if you just run out of monarchs in hand, you're going to get kind of owned. If any deck is like moving slightly faster than you, which is every deck in the format right now, this deck is not where you want to be. I would say maybe Light and Darkness Dragon can help you compete with some of the faster decks like Dragon Turbo, Value Turbo, that type of thing. Not that Value Turbo or Dragon Turbo are particularly fast decks, but they're faster than I have to normal summon every single turn. No, 1-for-1 is also probably wrong. Yeah, you're right, Atago. So, yeah, my idea would be look at a successful list, maybe Roundx Frogburn list, copy that, and cut the burn cards and then add the Monarch cards that you like, but keep the same skeleton because that's ideal. Yeah, this one I'm not going to get too much into because it's very whatever. All right, next one. This one is spaceships. Interesting. This one looks really interesting. All right, should we do this one next? Or should we do... This looks like Gravekeepers. Okay, interesting. Normal monster deck. Okay, very interesting. This is a Level Eater U-Bill deck. This is a Flamvel Dragon deck, but it has the wrong artwork of Red Eyes, so I'm going to disqualify this one based off of using alt arts. This is Instant Zombies. Looks really standard. I mean, I would just say, like, if using 1 D Prison, 1 Bottomless, and 1 Dust Tornado is more consistent than the other list that was on, like, Compulsories and Trap Stuns, then your deck looks exactly the same. The 1 Morphing Jar over the Krebins is not necessarily, like, a big enough difference for me to really review this. Looks like you just added 2 creature swaps in the sideboard to troll me. Kappa. I also think that there's a lot of merit to not playing Darkfire Dragon and to actually playing Carbonella Warrior in the extra deck so that you don't get fucked by Drago versus Dragons. But those are like the only 2 things that I would say. I don't know if Morphing Jar is that good in this deck. It probably is because Book of Life is fucking crazy. Yeah. Now this deck looks fine. I mean, it just looks very standard, so we're not going to review that one. This one is the Cloudium one. We'll come back to that one. This is interesting. Volcanic Firestorm Guard deck. We'll take a look at that in a second. This is a quick draw deck that looks insanely standard, but with no Titanial, no Lone Fire, and triple Avarice. How do you fuel triple Avarice without double Lone Fire? Was this Gappy's list that he submitted? I don't think you can effectively support... You know what I don't like about this deck is that this deck is bad against frogs when you cut Titanial. Like, you take one of the deck's best matchups and you make it super not good after you got the Titanial. I understand not wanting to draw Titanial. Trust me, I understand that. But the strength of Lone Fire Avarice and the strength of Titanial is like... I don't know. It's just, the upside's really high. But either way, I'm not really going to review this because this is literally just quick draw without Titanial and with a Gale. So it's just like a random change. Can you board Titanial? I guess you can. But we're not going to cover that one. We're not going to cover this one either. This is just Black Wings. Neospatian Fortress Warrior. What is this? Take no battle damage. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Why is this in the deck? It's a warrior. It's an earth. You can get it off Reinforced Truth. We'll come back to this one. That one looks interesting. This is Christia Sworn with Phantom of Chaos and Enrise and Norlaris. Okay, we'll come back to that one. That looks interesting. This is Vayu Turbo with Wolves, but you've got an alt art Rhoda in here, so disqualified on account of the alt art. This is Exodia Countdown. Unique. We'll come back to this one. This one looks cool. Frog Heroes. This deck has been done a million times before. This list looks more standard than anything else we've looked at besides the Plague. But even that, like, just add an Upstart over the Plague if you really want to. This list looks clean, though. Whoever submitted this list looks very clean. This looks like something I'd play. I might want to fit a 5th Monarch. I'm a big 5 Monarch fan when playing Frogs. But I understand a lot of the frog hero decks play only 4 monarchs. But I'm a big fan of having 5. So there's that. And then this is a Gallus Turbo deck. So we'll look at that one. All right, we've got a bunch of them pulled up. And we've got a few more messages here. One from Melons. And one from Igloo. All right. You don't need to explain the deck to me. You can just DM it to me. I'm not going to read your messages anyway because we got too much stuff going on. Nothing personal. It's just, that's just what's happening here. This looks like Dark Machina Future Fusion Turbo with no way to search Future Fusion. That is very interesting. Also, no Jinzo. So what is the point? And no Overload Fusion. I'm sorry, what is the point of this? What is the point of this deck? So you activate Future Fusion, you get nothing, and then you don't have Overload Fusion to then subsequently win the game, and you have an Altar Black Rose. Instant disqualification. Instant disqualification. All right. This is just Frog Burn with Machina duplications, but that is cool. I'll say that is cool. I'm not sure if it's better or worse. DDR is interesting. That's a way you can bring back Treeborn if he gets banished. That's kind of cool. That's a food for thought card. He's got the Raunuk sideboard. Bro swapped like 6 cards from the Raunuk build and is like, rate my deck. It's cool. I think it's cool. Is it good? Maybe. This is pretty cool. I'd be interested to try something like this. This is something I don't really have immediate feedback for because it's functionally Raunuk's deck with like 6 card difference, and I like Raunuk's deck a lot. Oh my gosh, so many more messages. Okay, new one. Here's another one. Here is Makishi. We'll try to keep it to 1 deck per person. Oops, I just closed out whoever's message that was. Just resend it to me. If I clicked out of yours and didn't open it. It was an Imgur link. But I'm probably not going to click on an Imgur link anyway because it's April Fool's Day and I know better than that. So go fuck yourself. Send me the deck link. Alright, looking at these other ones, we've got this one. I'd say this is a deck that I might play in the future, but I'm not going to deck doctor it because it's functionally Raunuk's deck. This is Codaris Hero. Why are the divas organized this way? That is very infuriating. This looks cool. We can deck doctor this. 46 card Ojamas. Very troll. Very April Fool's Day. I like it. And this is another Ojama deck. So 2 Ojama decks. Maybe we could look at both of those at the same time. Okay. So, before we hop into the next one. Oh my god, so many fucking people sending decks right now. I didn't realize this many people wanted their decks fixed. Alright? I didn't realize this many people wanted advice. I thought it was going to be a chill-ass stream. But you know what? I'm excited. I'm actually super hyped. Alright, this is a quick draw deck. Go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Alright, this is a Magical Merchant deck without Magical Merchant. Interesting. What's this guy? Wetland Solidarity. Oh, I love this. We'll look at that. We'll look at that for sure. What is this guy? Lunar Shenanigans. What? Bro, learn how to send a link. This guy's name is Pudding. Do you guys like pudding? Kappa. Alright, this is just Christia Sworn with Deox and Miraculous instead of Beckoning. Seems worse. Alright. Okay. For now, submissions are closed. There's only 42 likes on this stream. Before I start deck doctoring the next deck, which I'm going to choose randomly, I need to see 60 likes. So 18 of you need to like. All right, there we go. Fix the link, fix the link, fix the link. Cool, cool, cool. This will be the last one for submissions. This is a Vayu Turbo Relinquish deck. We'll look at that later. That looks cool. All right. Mr. Bagel Bites not getting the memo that submissions are closed, but I guess I'll take a look at it. Another Coderis deck. Well, we've already got a Coderis Hero deck, so we're going to look at that one and not this one, since they're functionally the same. Okay. Okay. Damn, you were making a new deck right now? Damn. Get owned. Okay. We got 69 likes. We can hop into the next deck. Let's check it out. We're going to choose one randomly. I'm rolling a dice right now. Let me get a dice out of my drawer. Looks like we got about 20. I'm rolling a d20. We got 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. It's your lucky day, Spaceship Boy, whoever submitted this. Deck Doctor 4. Hopefully we can get through all of these in the Deck Doctor stream. But if not, then do you guys like this? Do you guys want to see more of this in the future? Could this be like a weekly thing that you guys enjoy? Deck Doctor Wednesdays or some shit like that. Is that something you guys are a fan of? Is this the vibe? Avarice Greed, bro. I've stopped taking submissions right now. Okay, let's see. Deck Doctor Wednesdays on a Monday. Feels good, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, we could definitely get into this more. That'd be kind of fun. I think it's a fun way to interact. Alright, this is Deck Doctor 4 time. We've got the Blue Thunder Jade Knight Lord British Space Fighter spaceship deck with shrinks. So, first things first, what does this deck want to do? Well, we all know that if you're playing spaceships, your goal is that you want to resolve the spaceship effects. You don't actually want to win, because that is impossible with spaceships. But you just want to resolve these guys' effects. So let's start with that concept, right? Let's start with that, and then we'll move forward. First things first, Reflect Bounder in this deck doesn't make any fucking sense. You don't even have Cyber Eltanin. Normally, the only reason you'd be playing this is Cyber Eltanin. But just having a one-of Reflect Bounder randomly in your deck doesn't make any sense. We're going to cut him. Straight up. Immediately. That's first obvious cut. Plague Spreader, Foolish. The only way to use Foolish is to send Plague Spreader. That doesn't make any sense. We're going to cut both of those cards. We're just going to cut both of those cards. Entirely, we're going to cut both those cards. Sangan, he's interesting. He may stay. Card Trooper, also a machine you could pitch to Machina Fortress. Kind of cool. Kind of interesting. Jade Knight searches it. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can add one level 4 light machine monster from your deck to your hand. Yeah, but like, why do I want to search it? Why do I want to search Reflect Bounder? I guess it is searchable, but why do I want to do that? Also, what does this card do? While this card is in attack position, machine monsters you control with 1200 or less attack cannot be destroyed by trap effects. Interesting. That is great with actually, 1200 or less attack. That's great with Torrential Tribute. That's really good with Torrential Tribute. I quite like that effect. Missed opportunity to put Injection Fairy Lily on the thumbnail. This isn't Deck Nurse, brother. This is Deck Doctor, alright? Alright? M1 visuals, alright? Don't tell me how to make thumbnails. God damn. If there's one thing I know. Alright. Brain Control. Seems kind of pointless. Caius is a good card, but what are we doing? We're sacrificing the multi-token for it? Is that really what we're doing? Sacrificing the multiverse for... Contrary to popular belief, I don't think this deck needs 3 Book of Moon. I think it might want a second Book of Moon. But I'm just playing in M1 visuals. You an OG. You an OG. I know that. I know you're just looking out for number 1. Alright? I know that. I'm just messing with you. Alright. Trap Dust Shoot. What are these other guys? Isn't there a better one of these? It's Victory Viper, right? What does this guy do? Summons the option token. Whoever's DMing me. What? This guy's name is The Cop. Get the fuck out of here. Alright. No narcs. Just playing. What does this Victor Viper do, dude? He does something, right? Summons an option token. Its type, attribute, and level are always the same as this card. But destroy it if this card is no longer face up on the field. What? This isn't good, right? Viper's good with equips. British is better with honest. Glad to hear that, Nistalar. Glad you're having a good time. If you play protection, it's really strong. This card gains 400 attack. So you like build your own 1600 vanilla. I like that. I like the idea of that. It's so fucking bad. Yeah, so I'm not really a big Nobleman fan in this. These guys get their effects even if they hit over Raikou, right? Like that's kind of the idea, is that you get a hit over Raikou. So like, I don't really like Nobleman because it's like you're gonna hit over Raikou and get your effect. Like that's the idea, is that this deck plays well into Raikou already, so you don't really need Nobleman in the side. Cold Wave doesn't really make a lot of sense either. I'll be the guy to say it. Cold Wave doesn't make a lot of sense. Shining Angel getting Jade Knight is interesting. Iron Wall. Yeah, that's a great suggestion, actually. I think Iron Wall is really good. I think Gores is also kind of pointless. I think Sangan's kind of pointless. Well, Sangan's okay. Sangan's like not bad, but it's just, if we're Iron Wall gang, we're not Sangan gang. I think we're for sure Iron Wall gang. We're double Iron Wall gang. We're double Starlight. Fuck Bottomless. We'll go triple Book. Eltonin is a board wipe. We could play Eltonin, but I think Iron Wall is a little bit more our speed. You need to get to Honest. Do you need to get to Honest? Can't you just like shrink? Don't we already have like... I guess Sangan to get to Honest isn't bad. Yeah, you're right. Sangan to get to Honest. Yeah, Sangan isn't bad. I don't think I'm totally off the idea of using Sangan. I think that he's pretty good. Like, for sure. So, like, I know monster removal is, like, super important, but I don't think it's that important in this deck. I think really what we want to do is, like, monster manipulation and then remove back row. So I think, like, Dust Tornado is actually, like, a main deckable option here. Straight up. And then... it's a shame none of these guys can be brought out with, like, Limit Reverse or something. But I think the goal of this deck is more monster manipulation and then less monster removal. Because, like, we're trying to make the deck do what it wants to do, which is resolve the stupid spaceship effects. Red Meta, stop yelling me! I told you, submissions are closed. Alright, yes. Alright. What are we doing here? Trap Stun, that'll shut off Iron Wall, though. Forbidden Chalice, maybe? Maybe. Do we just want a third Lord British? No, that's too many monsters, right? And Trap Stun's interesting. I don't hate Trap Stun. I think this is kind of gasoline, though. Econ? Threatening Roar, maybe? Or, like, something kind of nice, like Zero Grav. This is kind of like a Mirror Force, like a big Book of Moon. Like, I'd probably rather play this than Econ, right? Low spaceship count, 1 Viper, 2 British. Yeah, I mean, the cards are objectively bad. So, like, do you want to be playing a lot of them? Probably not. Realistically. But then again, we kind of need it for all of this garbage that we have to go with it. We have a lot of battle tricks. I think this deck needs Solemn. I don't think you can get away with not playing Solemn. Like, it's just too important. This is probably my starting 40. Falchion Beta? Absolutely not. We will not be playing any Beta spaceships. Only Sigma spaceships. Can't believe you would suggest such a thing. Can't believe it. Okay. Sideboard. Let's talk sideboard. Alright, gang. Let's talk sideboard. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. That's a good one. It's a good one for the Vayu Turbo. Very common matchup. Then we'll side the Consecrated Light. 3 copies. We can find it off of Shining Angel. And then protect it with Starlight Road. And that'll auto-win any Blackwing matchup. Lightning Vortex. What is this for? What are we vortexing in this deck that we can't just like beat over with our a bajillion like manipulation effects? I think we do need 7 tools. 7 jewels of the bandit. Oh shit. Okay, hold up. 7 tools? Yeah, we'll side a 7 tools. Just because like we really don't fuck, maybe just like a fucking 3rd Iron Wall or something. I don't even know. Dragon Turbo? Yeah, what do we side for Dragon Turbo? We don't need Warrior Ladies. We don't need DD Crows. Also, we're playing Iron Wall. Actually, we should have stuff for Frogs. We should have Pullings. Right? Or a Needle Sealing or something. I'm trying to think of like what we side for Frogs with this deck. Frog seems like it's going to be unwinnable. We should just have a huge Frog sideboard. Like, just like belligerent amount of cards for Frog. Like, forget Rivalry, the card's ass. Let's go triple Pulling the Rug, triple Mask of Restrict. Fuck it. This is like a heavy metagamed side, but like, I mean, I think it's gonna work. Is this card even good? Can someone confirm whether or not Victory Viper XX03 is good? Can someone confirm if this card is good? I think Mask of Restrict is the best. Because Mask of Restrict stops them from tributing Treeborn Frog. Like, you use it, and then the Treeborn Frog's out there, and then you get your Lord British. You play it with boosts. We don't have any boosts, so get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Viper is for pop face-ups. There are so many better cards that do that than Victory Viper. You just get a 3k token. Shrink is bad? No, it's not. I think Shrink is actively good in this deck. It lets you play Fortress through Bottomless. It lets you kill almost everything by battle. And it lets you trigger the effects, which is what this deck wants to do. And now we're working on step 2, which is make the deck meta viable. In heavy air quotes, because it's fucking spaceships, but yeah. Shrink is low-key sick. I think Shrink is good. You can play a build with Solidarity, yeah, but then we lose Shining Angel, Honest, Tragodia, and Sangan, which is like, I don't think it's worth cutting Honest ever. I think the big issue here is going to be Cyber Dragon, so I'm going to go with Zombie World. We're going to side Zombie World. Zombie World also helps versus Frogs. Prevents Cyber Dragon. And you know what? We're going to go Royal Oppression. Fuck Cyber Dragon. Yeah. Because everyone's going to side Cyber Dragon against you, and they're just going to fucking contact fuse away your shit. Although they can't contact with the tokens, food for thought. They still can contact with your other guys, and that still punishes you. I think this is where I would start. Whoever's deck this was, go crazy with this. This looks a lot better. This looks a lot better. If only Power Filter stops Cyber Dragon, then that would be a consideration. But yes. Pure deck that got top 16 at the YCS played 2 Oppression. Didn't play Machina. Pure what deck? You just said pure deck. It's the purest deck you can get, bro. You don't understand. This is the most uncut deck. The pure deck, bro. What kind of deck are you running this weekend? Pure, bro. I'm running pure. Just pure deck. 100% deck. Okay. Next deck. So let's look at the before and after. This is the before and after. So this is before. Got a bunch of random shit. Caius, fucking random Reflect Bounder. 25 monsters, most of which are normal summons. Random Gores. Yeah, I don't know. Just a bunch of like weak shit. And you're like never resolving a spaceship in this build. Because you just have no ways to really force through a 1200 monster outside of like one book, 3 shrink. And you have no way to go through back row outside of Heavy Storm. So it's just inconsistent. This way you have a lot of ways to play through a lot of back row. You have ways to interact with like Caius and shit. You said Spaceship's got top 16 out of YCS near Edison. What do you mean near Edison? What do you mean near? What do you mean near Edison? Like there was a YCS like down the street from Edison, SJC Edison. There was a SJC like just at the McDonald's down the street. It was close by, bro, I swear. Oh, before the SJC? Okay. I get you. Yeah, I think the one thing I'm thinking about is maybe the Gores again, but no, this looks like where I'd start. Spaceship's got top 16 in Duel Links. Kappa. All right. Congratulations to whoever submitted this. You got a deck doctor. All right, next one. We're rolling the dice. Rolling the dice time. Are you guys ready? Press 1 if you're ready, and smash like also if you're ready. I need 80 likes. There's 73 likes. I need 80 likes before I start the next one. Let's go. Come on. Give me a good one. Don't give me the fucking, like... Don't give me that fucking, Don't give me that whack shit. Alright, we rolled 1. Which means we're doing this one. Wetlands Frogs. Do we have 80 likes? I only have 74 likes. Bruh. I cannot review this deck. I can't even look at it. Until we have the thing. What is it? I refuse. All right. Let's see. Do we have likes? We have 80. We have exactly 80 likes. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay, we got the next deck going. We got it loaded, locked and loaded. All right, Deck Doctor 5. I'm trying to get through as many of these as possible this stream. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all of them, but... So this looks like Wetlands Frogs, because it is Wetlands Frogs. We've got Blizzard. Dude, this guy's blizzed out of his mind. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card. Seems bad. We're cutting it. All right. 3 Flip-Flop Frog. Interesting choice. 2 Submarine Frog, 2 Substitoad. Why 2 Substitoad? That's the real question here. The big one is Skill Drain. Obviously, you do want Skill Drains in this deck. At least one of them. You definitely want 3 Substitoad because it's any one of your frog monsters. It's the best one. This is like by far the best one. And it instantly gets Solidarity Live. So, Blizzard is for the Ice Barrier synergy. That seems kind of bad. It just seems kind of pointless. I'd rather have like Yugioh or something like that. 1 for 1? No, we're not trying to do that. We don't want to go minus on the monster. This is an aggro deck. It may not seem like it. But Substitoad is just going to be like summoning a Submarine Frog most of the time. You're just going to sack Substitoad for Submarine Frog. Is this burn? No, but it could be. It could be. So we got Level Limit, Gravity Bind. Wall of Revealing Light is interesting. I don't really love this card. I'm not really a big fan. I would like to cut it for skill drain. If possible. It's possible we could play like Upstart Goblin or something in this deck. More terraforming. You never really want to draw 2 wetlands. If possible. In fact, we might go less terraforming. Alright, what does the deck want to do? What does this deck want to do? It wants to overwhelm the opponent with Froggy advantage. And then beat them down with like a strong frog in the late game. So we're going to cut a terraforming. Actually, we may side the skill drains. Froggy Force Field. Activate when a face of frog monster you control selects as an attack target. Destroy all attack position monster. That's worse than Deep Prison. We're going to cut that. Jam Breeding Machine is interesting. I have never had good results with it. We're going to cut the Blizzed from the sideboard. Barrier Statue of the Torrent is actually a pretty solid card. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with wetlands. It does work with Solidarity, though. So it becomes an 1800 kind of like guy that prevents special summoning, which is cool. Could be useful. Double Royal Oppression alongside double Starlight Road is kind of whack. Salvage seems like a must. Yes, I agree. We do have to play at least 1 salvage in this deck, if not more. We're going to return to salvage in a moment. But first, we kind of have to assess the situation at hand. Could use the Armed Sea Hunter tech. Can't attack with Gravity Bind or Level Limit Area B in play. Our goal is to lock the opponent out from attacking while we beat them down. Stumbling also isn't bad, because our main attacker is going to be Submarine Frog. With Wetlands and Solidarity, Submarine Frog is a 3200 piercer. So I'm thinking we want to go for the maximum Submarine Frogs. He's kind of the best normal summon in the deck. Unfortunately, this deck just loses to monster removal really hard, as do all Anthem decks. So we have to find a way to play through back row, and I think the best way to do that is Aegis of the Ocean Dragon Lord. While it doesn't catch Deep Prison, it catches just about everything else. I'm a big fan of it in this strategy. I think Royal Oppression can actually get cut down to 0. And we can side it. I'm a big Aegis fan. I'm not sure if we want to play all 3, but we definitely want to play at least 2. It's a solid card. Yo, thank you for re-upping. Lepus has played Swallow's Nest and Blackwing yet. Yes, I have. I've found it to be underwhelming and not good, personally. I think this deck actually does need Heavy Storm, contrary to popular belief. Just because you lose to back row is super fucking hard. I think this deck does need 1 Tree Warren, question mark? Maybe not. I'm trying to picture how this deck flows. If we want it to be a set 5 deck, we actually have to cut on some of these cards. I think you cut 1 Unifrog because it's tutorable. Dupe Frog is not that good. You probably want like 1 or 0 Dupe Frogs. Trunade or not. Trunade could be really good. AOI in the sideboard, yes. Consideration. Consideration for sure. I think Skill Drain is pretty fucking good. But I think you just want as many, like, protect your monster effects as possible. Like, Book of Moon is really good in this deck. Because, like, sometimes you'll, like, summon your guy, and then you'll have to book it because they have bottomless. Or some shit, you know? Where's El Tannen? Bro, this is a frog deck. What? Personally, you like Trunade? Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the world in which we would want Trunade over a 3rd Aegis. Or something of that degree. Or like a 7 Tools or something. Because, like, this deck... Okay, what does this deck do? What does this deck do? What does this deck do? It wants to summon a massive frog. Right? It wants to summon a massive frog. But then what? What happens to the massive frog? It dies to D-Prison or some shit, right? It dies to a Raikou or some shit. So, like, the massive frog invalidates other beaters, but we need to... What we need to do with our supplementary cards, not the frog cards, but the supplementary cards... I don't even think we want 3 Swab Frogs. I think 2 Swab Frogs are probably plenty. But with the supplementary cards, I actually want to have a a way to play through certain things. I'm not even sure this is a Dewfrog deck. Honestly, I'm not even sure this is a Dewfrog deck. I think this might just be a Starboy deck. Straight up. I think it's just like you main deck the Starboys. My Body's a Shield. It doesn't stop Deprison Raikou, unfortunately. Like, think about the most common removal. Caius, Deprison Raikou. Those are like the most common removal that's going to affect this deck. Bottomless to a degree. Is this just another Imperial Iron Wall deck? And I think so. I think this is another Iron Wall deck. Straight up. Main Iron Wall. Yeah, at least one. At least one, if not two. But I think one is fine. You don't want him to clog too much. Chalice. Raikou we could probably just play through with like Salvage. I'm not 100% sold on the Aegis. It might be better to just have Iron Wall, but I'm not sure. Aegis is cool though. Aegis is like a Starlight Road that's just like kind of crazy. Offering with Substitute is kind of fire. No, it's not. It's just a -1. It doesn't really do anything in this deck. I think Starboy's really good. It just pumps. And you need more Anthems. Iron Wall is super underrated. I agree. How does it look with 3 Salvage? How does this deck look? Maybe 3 Salvage with only 2 Swap Frog is kind of stupid. So maybe Swap Frog comes back to 3 and then we play 2 Salvage. Let's go test hand this a little bit and see how it looks. Can I edit the DD control deck? I've already got a bunch of decks. Submissions are closed right now. I should probably write that somewhere. Anyway, solo mode. Let's see. In Pure Frogs, Avarice is the sauce. I don't think anyone plays it in Pure Frogs. Except for like Fish. This hand looks very good. So with this hand, we'd go like Substitute, Activate, Launch, go get probably Swap Frog. We'd probably send something just to have a live Salvage. And it could be anything, honestly. It doesn't really matter what we send here. But probably just a flip-flop frog because it's the one I don't want to draw because I already have one in my hand. Then I'd bounce it to my hand. I'd set Torrential Tribute. And I'd pass the turn. And people would summon their guy. We'd Torrential, draw for turn. We draw Solidarity. And now this is kind of the plan where you just go Solidarity, Solidarity, Wetlands, normal Substitute, Launch, go get a Submarine Frog. And your guy is like, what is this? 8, 16, fucking 28. So he's 4,000. You have a 4,000 Piercer. And then you can pitch special. What is this guy? What is his strength? Bro's at an OTK? No, it's not. It's close though. It's like 38 or something. What is it? Yeah, it's pretty close. But you put up 7,800. I mean, like, this is just like, this is lethal if you brought back Treeborn. Yeah, if you play a Treeborn in a lot of circumstances, you can set up lethal. So that's why I think playing one Treeborn is also not the worst. You can make an argument for like, yeah, you can make an argument for like Trunade, Trap Stun, that type of thing. You could go more the OTK route where you just sandbag and then go for the big OTK turn with Treeborn, Swap Frog, and Submarine. That's also not bad. So like, in theory, play Trunade. In theory, you play Treeborn as a one-of. Probably cutting fucking Unifrog, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Treeborn sets up fatter Substitute plays. It's just a, yeah, I guess, kind of, in a way. Treeborn is not very good, but it's good if your plan is to OTK. So if that's the game plan, if OTKing is the game plan, then we probably want Trap Stun over Aegis of the Ocean Dragon Lord. Like, we probably want this instead. Yeah, and just more ways to, like, we could even side Decree. Royal Decree or something. Alright. Let's go see how this works. Pot of Avarice. No, we're not putting monsters in the grave. That's the thing. We don't, the only and the monsters we put in the grave, we need to keep them there for Substitute. Or not Substitute, Solidarity, my bad. So this hand sucks because it has none of those pieces. Maybe this is just a Gold Sark deck as well. Because you want a Gold Sark for like Solidarity, pretty much. Because that's your OTK piece. Side Mobius. You could, yeah. Yeah, this could be a Gold Sark deck as well. I'm not sure what you cut. Maybe Book. Maybe... But Gold Sark fucks with... Like, Iron Wall fucks with Gold Sark. So, you'd have to cut Iron Wall to play Gold Sark. Which makes the deck worse. It makes the deck significantly worse. I think Iron Wall is pretty important. But we'll see. Maybe it's just like full OTK, full send. Okay. Terraforming searches wetlands. Yeah, but the second wetlands is always bad. So, like, you really just want to find solidarities. Like, the first wetlands you can find, but you can play, like, one terraforming, I guess. But so this hand would be, like, Gold Sark for solidarity. Normal swap. Send Treeborn. Bounce swap. Normal flip-flop. Set flip-flop. Pass. They attack this, they bounce their guy. Maybe you wouldn't set it, just depends. Draw for turn, you get back Treeborn. You can go into a... Someone's like Cold Wave because everything is continuous. Yeah, but you need to activate them on the turn you win. Substitoad, sack Treeborn. Go get whatever. You can go through a couple frogs here. End on like flip sub, something like that. With like a fucking submarine frog or something in play. But let's just say you went through like this, 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 the other flip, the uni, and you end on like sub, something like that. And then you go set, set. And now you're pretty much set up here because you got the road, you got the force. Yeah, maybe it just wants more battle traps. And you want to set up like this type of board. Play one dupe to end on. No, you really never want to end on dupe frog. Because like this situation is going to come up so infrequently. Now you would add the solidarity to your hands. Activate. Flip. This guy is 1300. This guy is 2000. You've got another 2000. And then you've got pitch special for 18. A lot of damage. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think this is a cool way to approach it, like OTK style, where you just like kind of sandbag. I think this might need more like specifically dimensional prisons, but like Dust Shoot doesn't seem great, but you might need a way to just steal gores. So, I don't know. It's an interesting one. This is how I'd approach it, though. This is how I'd approach it. For the sake of time, I'm going to move on to the next one. I think this is a good starting 40. Generally speaking, what the deck wants to do for this one is... Yo, Lepa, thank you for gifting memberships, my guy. Thank you so much. Enjoy the members-only content. John L. C. Spare, Rom, Diego, Miguel, Danboy, Brian, Cookie Monster, Frosted Flake, and Rumel. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. You guys are going to get some banger content. But this is how I'd approach the deck. Make the deck do what it wants to do. And then for the sideboard, I consider a lot of stuff like... I guess you can't play anything that's not Aqua, so... You're probably just limited to like Snowman Eater and Barrier Statues as like your game plan. And then you probably try to play like a Snowman Eater grind game with Solidarity. That's how I would do it. You have to be really careful of Dust Tornado, so you might want more Trap Stun, more 7 tools. That type of thing, I'd probably lean into that. Maybe Royal Oppression in some matchups, but I think Barrier Statue might be a little bit more conducive to what you're doing. Use your trap cards to beat their trap cards, and then use your monsters to outclass their monsters. That's how I'd probably approach it. Yo, thank you so much, though. Much appreciated. All right, next deck. Next deck, we're rolling the dice. What do you guys want to see next? I'm excited. I hope I get the Exodia one. Yo, gifted another 10. Lepa, my guy. Dude, relax. Scott Mines, Chuang, Irvin, James, Digishawn, Jurgis, Rogelio, Chrism, Luck, and Steven. Enjoy your gifties. Enjoy the member-only hype. Shout out to Lepa, the GOAT. Thank you so much, Lepa. Much appreciated. Very, very hype for a hype stream idea. We're doing some cool stuff today. We're cooking today. You're a legend, Lepa. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. I rolled 17 on the dice. Everybody thank Lepa for the gifty. That was hype. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We've got this deck. Just a trade-in Christia Sworn deck. With Norlaris. And no Goldsart. Okay, so this one's going to be a quick one. Does Lepa have a list? Lepa, did you send me a list? Which list is yours, Lepa? Did you send me a list? If you didn't send me a list, then we'll priority pick Lepa's. It was already chosen? Okay. So, what does this deck want to do? Well, this deck wants to summon Christia, right? Because that's what all Christia decks want to do. How do you propose a list? Submissions are kind of closed for right now, but if Lepa specifically wants to submit one, I will allow it, obviously. But yes, yeah, this deck wants to summon Christia. So, why do we have Phantom of Chaos, Enrise, and Norlaris? What do these do? So Norlaris is generally speaking bad unless you have ways to do stuff in the grave, and this deck has no way to do anything in the grave. So I would immediately cut Norlaris. And then I'd probably cut Phantom of Chaos and Enrise as well, because they're just worse than other Lightsworn starters, and they just contribute to the brick hands. So like, in the not theory, but in the spirit of Deck Doctor, I will try to Deck Doctor this. But I'm going to be honest, this is objectively worse Christia Sworn already. Norlaris is interesting, but we can try and make it work. We can try and force it. So, in the spirit of Deck Doctor, we're going to do it. And then Lepa, in the meantime, if you want to send me a list, I'll do yours next. Okay, we've got this here, and then we import it. Just DM it to me on Dueling Book, preferably Lepa. All right. How to submit? Just DM me a link on Dueling Book. I'm on the extra account right now. Okay. So, in the spirit of this, let's say we want to Norlaris, then Christia lock our opponent, because that's kind of the vibe. Or this list can hard summon Norlaris as well, which is kind of interesting, because you can remove from play 3 Dark Fiends. In the interest of like trying to make this work, I'm going to show you how I would approach this deck. First off, if you're playing Phantom of Chaos, you always play Foolish Burial. There's literally no reason not to play these cards alongside each other. Alright, we got Lepa Berry's list. We're doing Lepa's next, but no spoilers. We're not looking at it yet. Shout out to Lepa for the gifties. Where is the Chaos Sorcerer? That is a great fucking question. We're going to be changing a lot of this list, but it's probably going to end up being like an amalgamation list. It's going to be like a fucking abomination. You have to play Goldsark in this deck. I refuse to play Norlaris without Goldsark. That is just wrong. I don't know, man. That's just wrong. We got Gore's Trag for darks. Garden of Plague for additional darks, I guess. What's our Lightsworn name looking like? Why do we have Shire in here? I guess it's a fairy. You're not playing Soul of Purity and Light for the Grave Control. Instead, the Grave Control is Phantom or Skyscourge Enrise. Interesting. Okay, so this is how I would begin, and I would probably also play another Norlaris. I would probably play 2, straight up. And then, are we playing Reinforcement of the Army? No, we should be. Let's play this bad boy. Let's play Dark Lord Zerato. This guy's a fucking trade-in target. He's a fairy. We're going to play 1 Greffer, because he's something you can search off of Reinforcement of the Army, and we are going to play Dark Armed Dragon as well. And the reason we're playing Dark Armed Dragon is because it's an amazing card to copy with Phantom of Chaos. Dark Lord Zerato is a fairy we can send off Greffer. It's a trade-in target. It's a great card to copy with Phantom of Chaos. So, that's the vibe. And And then we are going to play probably Cold Wave. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. We'll cut call. Actually, call seems insane. We'll probably keep call. Should we cut and rise to 1? I have no idea what we should or shouldn't cut. We're just going to test hand it at 51. First thing first, we're going to make the deck do what it wants to do. What does the deck want to do? It wants to activate Norlaris. And then it wants to summon Christia afterwards. Thank you for the gifties, Mr. Tag, my guy. Huge day for gifties. Huge day for the peasants. Ryan and I, Beach Dude, Dylan, Pabali, and Jay Gamby enjoy the members-only content. More of which is coming soon later this week. So, good stuff. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the gifties, Mr. Tag. All right, so this is the deck. It's totally not bricky at all, Kappa. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Legends, we going up. Members eating good. We might have to do a members-only stream at some point this year. Or not this year, this month. All right, so opening hand looks fucking amazing. Holy shit. Maybe this deck is just cooking. Maybe this deck is just it. Hold up. Wait. Someone gift Mr. Tag a membership. He gifted 5 memberships. He doesn't have a membership himself. Someone gift this boy. Someone gift Mr. Tag right now, please. Anyway, search for a Jane. Should we foolish before recharging? Probably not. Draw 2. He's just gifting him, trying to hit himself. That's hilarious. Mill 2. All right. So things didn't really work out too well here for us. We ripped Celestia a little bit. Unfortunate. We have the dead trade-ins. But you know what? I still believe. We're going to get there. In 2 turns, we'll get there. I'm going to Gold Sark for Cold Wave. And we're going to hope to rip Norlaris next turn. All right, we got 1 turn. Wait, we can Foolish Burial something too if we want to. Nah, no need. No need. All right. K-May says, is there a good level 8 Rhoda target? I don't know if there's a single level 8 Rhoda target. You know, I might be confused, but I don't know if there's a level 8 Rhoda target. Stratos, technically, yeah, we might go for Stratos. We might go for Stratos, too, on top of all this. All right, next turn, watch this. I'm going to rip the 8 right here, watch. Fuck. All right, it's not a bad 7, though. You drop cores. Paul Tissimo says, would I need to donate for Deck Doctor? Since submissions are closed, yes, you would need to donate for Deck Doctor at this point. Get the token. All right, draw for turn. There we go. We finally hit the 8. We get to add Cold Wave to hand. Welcome to being a member, Mr. Tag. Thank you so much. Also, Mr. Tag, for the gifties, if you want to. Yeah, no, this one's good. This one is over. If you want to submit a deck, go ahead and DM it to me. All right. Yeah, you'd probably trade in the Christia here, even though you don't want to. Draw 2. Interdasting. You could go Foolish, send Norlaris, card destruction after that. I wonder if you want to play Summoner Monk in this deck. I'm not even sure. Interesting hand. Can we summon Christia? We have 1, 2, 3. Ironic. If we had Foolish Teferi, we could have summoned Christia. But we got JD, and that's live, because we have 4 names, so JD Necro is always kind of good. Good morning, Lepa. Lol32, the next time I do the next stream, you can submit it, but we have plenty for this stream. All right, let's try another test hand with this. Oh, this actually looks really good. Good night, Ryan. Cheers, brother. This hand looks really good. I like this hand. Allure, draw 2. Oh, it's lagging like crazy. It's lagging like crazy, folks. Pretty bad draw 2, I'm not going to lie. Maybe this isn't a Herald of Orange deck. Okay, I got an idea. One new friend request from Lepaberry. Alright, Lepaberry. I'll accept your friend request. Alright, let's see. Maybe this isn't a Herald of Orange Light deck at all. We just don't want to draw it ever. Maybe this is more of a Greffer deck. And a Reincarnation deck. So like triple Greffer, Dark Lord Zerato. If we cut Orange Light, our fairy count goes way down. Yes. Yes, it does, doesn't it? But I think that's okay. We kind of want to get to a lower... I'm not accepting your fucking friend request, D's balls or whatever the fuck. Get out of here with that shit. Oh, man. April Fool's motherfucker. Where can we cut cards? I just want to see Phantom of Chaos more. I think it might be Monster Reincarnation as a way to see it more. We might be Monster Reincarnation build. And Summoner Monk build. But who knows? We shall see. Why cut when you could go to 60? God damn it. Stop sending me fucking friend requests while I'm trying to do this shit. I'm not accepting your fucking friend request. I only accepted it from Lepa because he paid me money. And that's how friendship works. If someone pays you money, they become your friend. No, I'm just kidding. What are we doing? What was I doing again? Oh, adding more cards to this abomination. Yeah, Summoner Monk. Yeah. We just want to see Phantom Norlaris as frequently as possible. Cut Arcus? No, we need Arcus. This turned into Deck Dr. Kevorkian with this one. I mean, to be fair, if you send me just a worse Christius one, fuck it, we're putting the Heralds back. Add Yada. Legacy of Yada. Herald of Range. Lone Fire plus Phantom of Chaos. You realize Phantom of Chaos doesn't become a plant monster, right? You're trolling, bro. Nice April Fool's joke. You realize it just copies the name and the effect, but not the type. Nice meme. Okay. Armageddon Knight could be useful as a one-of, you know. You never know. Armageddon Knight's pretty good. Oh, and we could do a Dark Creator. Just a random one, I think, would be kind of sick. Just a random one for the fans. It was Christius Worn with a win condition. With a more... not a worse version. Why does Christius Worn need more win condition? What was the other win condition? Norlaris? That's not a win condition in Christius Worn. Norlaris is not a win condition in Christius Worn, especially if you cut Gold Sarks. I'm trying to make it so that it's Christius Worn that you Norlaris first, then summon Christia. We're going to cut it down from 60. But, yeah, Norlaris and Enrise and Phantom of Chaos are not win conditions. I just want that on the record. Because Phantom of Chaos can't deal damage, and Enrise is only 2400 and just dies to Caius and every removal spell in the game. And Norlaris doesn't win you the game when you just stack your opponent's graveyard and fuck your own hand up. Christius Worn needs its hand if you don't play Gold Sark. 46 card Ojama wasn't a troll. Thank you so much, Adrian. We will get tiers soonish after Lepaberries. Alright, this one is going to be trade in, pitch, Christia, draw 2. Beautiful. This hand is great. This hand is amazing. What would you Gold Sark here, though? Christia? Okay, let's say you Gold Sark for Christia. Right? Gold Sark for Christia. Pass. Just pass. Alright, and then on your turn, you draw Shire. GG. Alright, no. We're stripping this down. Let's see, is there a way we can consistently get to Christia after we Norlaris? Is there a way we can consistently do that? In theory. In theory, there's a way we can do this. Okay, so let's start off with this. One JD, no Celestia. Cut reincarn. Like, we'd have to see. Yo, Hanny, thank you for the gifties. Holy shit, stream going up today. Stream going crazy. Mr. Tag hit us with the deck. Hanny, thank you so much. Enjoy your gifties. Ulysses, Kojo, Hope Bagel, Coven, Johnny, Randall, Noises, Dashing David, The Hunter, Steve, Sharosh. Thank you so much. Hanny, if you want to send me a deck list, it will get added to the paid queue. Oh, man, today going up. Feels pay to win, but Gallus with Turbo Rocket is yours. Okay, yours is going up. So we got Lepaberry, we got Mr. Tag, we got Hanny and Adrian in the queue. All right, pay to win. I mean, that's life, all right? Hey, don't let me hold you back. All right. Call of the Haunted's pretty good. So this is like Christia Sworn-esque. Let's cut the Card Trooper. I wonder if there's a way we can get this a little bit lower. Just a little bit less. Maybe one Dark Lord can go. Tragodia can go. I like having a random Dark Creator for no reason. I want a Gold Sark for Christia. So here's the game plan. I want a Gold Sark for Christia. Gold Sark for Christia. Should we play third Endrise or second Dark Lord? Which one is more likely to summon? This guy takes 3 Light Fairies. Ugh. Maybe it's best to just play Herald of Orange and then just like have that as an option. Man, this is so close. This is so close to what I want it to be. It's like, how do we get to this consistently? We need to upstart Goblin. We only need 1 Norlaris. We don't need 2. Although it's a trade-in target. We don't need Chaos Sorcerer. Get him out of here. He's win more, Kappa. We don't need the 3rd reincarnation. We only need 1. All right, triple upstarts. So the goal is to Gold Sark for Christia, Norlaris, and then add Christia on the same turn. So it's going to be a slow Christia, which means we want Decree, or a slow Norlaris. We're not going for the term one, but we want a consistent one. Herald of Orange, so we don't just randomly die, isn't bad either. How many fairies do we have? Just the 9? I think we need at least 1 more fairy to be able to get to 10 consistent, or get to 4 consistently. Could cut 1 Endrise. I don't think I can cut any fairies. I think we need to keep all of the fairies. I think, if anything, I want another fairy in here so we can get to it consistently. Let's just go gold. Let's go goldfish this. I gotta cut a Decree from the side. Someone said cut Honest for Herald of Orange. Honest is really good. It's the best thing to add back with Christia, though. It's like the best thing. Like, you special Christia, you add back Honest. It's kind of the best thing. You can kind of set Honest versus anything, and it's like fine. Cold Wave. Could we cut Cold Wave? We might be able to cut Cold Wave for a Herald. Yeah, that might be okay. Okay, let's see. So we've got Plague to stack Christia, and we've got Gold Sark to search Christia. JD no longer live. It's a trade-in target that we can copy with Phantom of Chaos, but yeah, it might be worse than just another Norlaris. You might be cooking. So we've cut the Lightsworns entirely. Damn. I didn't want to do this, but it is a Norlaris Christia Endrise deck now. This is probably the most consistent way you could approach this type of strategy, though. You might want to keep a JD, though. If you keep a JD, then it's at least similar enough to the original list. Because what does this original list want to do? Like, what does this list want to do? Right? What does it want to do? Is this the one that I would copy? No, this isn't it. Is this the one? No. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, I've lost it. I've lost it forever. Fuck. I can just import it again. Hold up. Okay. Let's save this. Save this as All right, cool. So let me just import it again real quick. Original list wants to sack and have fun. That's not the point of deck. The deck doctor is not to make your list more fun. Deck doctor is to make your list actually do what it wants to do. Wait, what? Oh, I have to delete this one. Hold it. Okay, import. Yeah, deck doctor is not to make your list more fun, because I can make a lot of these lists more fun by just playing something else. Playing something that actually works. But I want to make it do what it actually wants to do, right? So this is the original list. This original list has like random N-Rises and Norlaris in it. But Norlaris doesn't do anything in this list. So either like we have to add Gold Sarks to this and then just have like an insanely inconsistent random Norlaris game plan, or we have to change it significantly. Press 1 if we should just add Gold Sarks to this and then just move on to the next thing, and press 2 if we should try to keep changing it consistently. Or change it to be more consistent to try and do what it wants to do, which is Norlaris and then summon Christia. Or like field nuke into Christia. Because I'm not sure if there's much I can do to this that's going to make Norlaris happen. Like these Norlaris and these N-Rise cards ever be good in this list. A guy named D's, dude, just press it one. Like you don't gotta send it 16 times. That is satanic. Oh man. Yeah, it looks like people just want to add some Gold Sarks to this and move on. Yeah, my big thing to this would be just like have Gold Sarks in it somewhere. And the card that looks the worst are honestly the Phantoms and the Sky Scorch cards. They don't look like they belong. And the trade-ins also don't look like they belong because they are only ever pitching win cons or cards that shouldn't be in your deck. So, yeah, that's just kind of my take on this. Unfortunately, N-Rise is cool. It just doesn't really. It's like a worse Soul of Purity and Light and Christia Sworn specifically. Yo, Luna, thank you so much for gifties. Luna, did you submit a deck? Enjoy the gifties, William, Jason, Hub Pope, Brandon, and Nick. Everybody getting a membership today. Everybody eating good. We're going to move on to the next deck, though. I think we've spent enough time on this. How I would personally approach it is I would try to build a deck that consistently hits Norlaris and then has a Christia laying either on top of the deck or in the banished zone with Gold Sarcophagus to get them back. HPR Shredder managing to dodge them all. Impressive, impressive. You sent the relinquished value list. Okay, that one will be added to the queue. Q. All right, next. Moving on next, we've got Lepa Berry's list, which I believe... Fuck. It wasn't this one. We already did this one. That one's gone. Lepa Berry. This was your list? No, this was someone else's. Fuck. Alright, we're going to look it up. Lepa... He's not online. Ah! Oh, there it is. It's right here. Okay, cool. I've already opened it. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. We got it. 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 This is the next one. This is the next one. Oh, it's this one. Okay, we have this one. This is the Sacred Crane, Black Wings. Believe it is here? Question mark? It is. Okay. Sacred Crane, Black Wings. Well, already it's a Blackwing deck. So there's very little to comment on outside of that. I do like Forbidden Chalice. I think that is a cool tech. And I do like Swallow's Nest. Floating these guys into Sacred Crane is super cool. Yeah, that's really tight. Call of the Haunted also works well with Sacred Crane. No, I like this a lot. Alright, let's download it. I want to see what it looks like in the test hands. Because this is Lepa or Deck Doctor 7. Alright. So this is what we're working on. Let's go ahead and open up the deck, import from the file. Where are we going with this? Deck Doctor 7. Okay, import. Sick. Lepa Berry's got the Deck Doctor. Forbidden Chalice, Swallow's Nest, tagging into Sacred Crane, 1 random Upstart Goblin. Interesting. So we're playing a 39 card list. Is Mistral just a neat target for Blizzard? A nest target for Blizzard? Partially, and also it's a 2-star tuner you can get off of Shura, because Shura otherwise can't get a 2-star tuner. It's an interesting card. I'm not sure I fuck with it, but it has application, so it's possible it is necessary. I'm not sure how much it's actually going to come up. Alright. In this opening hand, how do I like this? I notice we're not really doing too poorly into effect monsters, but the Chalice and the Compulsory are looking like a little bit underwhelming. If I'm playing the mirror match and this is my opening hand, I'm a little bit upset by this Chalice. That being said, maybe there's something else lurking for us to do with this hand. No, nothing. Okay. Unfortunate. How does Swallow's Nest work? It's just, it can summon any winged beast the same level. Immediately my thoughts are, we don't need Compulsory at all. And we need Upstart. Because we just really, really, really need to see our power cards, like Whirlwind. And Swallow's Nest, because that digs us cards. I do like the idea of that. Forbidden Chalice. Forbidden Chalice. Why is Forbidden Chalice in this deck? It's just for Raikou, right? Is there something we could do that's better than this? Maybe. Maybe. My other thoughts are, with Mistral, we do want Mind Control, which I think is better than Chalice. Because if Chalice is just for Raikou, then we can get away with Mind Control over one of the Chalices, which I think is a little bit better. That's my initial thoughts. Oh, Ring says Mind Control. Yeah, looks like we have the same thoughts as well. Yeah, with Mistral and Triple Blizzard and Gale, we got 5 tuners. We got Upstarts to draw into them. I like this, I like this, I like this. Okay. You don't like Minecon because you can't swallow who you take, but you get it. Well, the idea of Mind Control is that it's replacing Forbidden Chalice. It's not replacing, like... Swallow's Nest can only tribute Wing Beasts anyway, but Mind Control is here as a way to beat Raikou, which is what Chalice is here for. Chalice is here as a way to beat Raikou. Mind Control, we're just replacing Chalice with a better way of interacting with Raikou. Does that make sense? Like, I think Chalice is really good, and I think that I want to, like, keep the idea of Chalices in this deck because it's solid and it's fast. But, like, look at this hand. Would you rather have Chalice in this hand or Mind Control in this hand? Food for thought. Yeah, I'm also, like, unfortunately not seeing enough level 4 Wing Beasts. So, there are other level 4 Wing Beasts in the format. Let's go ahead and see what they look like. Let's see what they look like. Because, like, right now, the only way you're getting to Sacred Crane, which is the ideal, of course, is Bora and Shura. But I want, like, one other way of getting to that. The Harpies cards. Yeah, possibly Harpies cards. Or maybe just another Sacred Crane. Like, straight up. But let's take a look. Let's take a look. With multiple Sacred Cranes, we might even be able to play Chaos Sorcerer too as well, which would be really cool. That would be fucking sweet. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll figure it out here in a second. I don't love Sirocco. I never really want to draw 2 Siroccos in this build. Just because Swallow's Nest is like, I don't know, kind of like your extension. I don't know. Siroko's good. Battle Storm. Gains 100 in attack for each wing beast monster you control. So he's an 1800. He can get bigger. Once per turn, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls. Destroy that target. You must control 3 or more wing beast type monsters to activate and resolve this effect. This card seems like shit. Not really a big fan. Mist Valley Soldier is always a consideration. Can definitely shave a Sirocco. I think so too. Mist Valley Soldier would improve the mind control, but I would rather have Sacred Crane than the first Mist Valley. Because I think having the second Crane means that the second Swallow's Nest is also a +1 into back row. Which is the idea, is that you want a Swallow's Nest into a +1. And then Chaos Sorcerer is interesting. And then, yeah, Barrier Statue in the side would be ideal as well. Was it the Wind one? We can Barrier Statue as an option against frogs. So probably... Yo, thank you for the gifties, Nab. You're the GOAT. Oh my gosh, so many gifties. So many gifties. I don't think we're ever going to side into Royal Oppression. I think I like this guy a little bit more than Royal Oppression, as weird as it sounds. And I actually really like Solidarity in this deck. Like, low-key, I'm actually like... Solidarity looks pretty good. You could, like, side it, bring it in with the barriers, have, like, 1800 barriers, do some crazy shit. I like the idea of Solidarity in this deck, but obviously it's kind of a meme, so... Let's go test-hand it a little bit more. If 2 Crane, maybe Sork. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, maybe. Damn, still breaking on Sirocco. This hand is good, though. Like, I'm really happy to have Mind Control in this list alongside Mistral. What's the Prohibition for? I don't know. I don't know what the Prohibition is for. We'll get to that in a second. We're going to address the sideboarding for the meta, but first I just want to make sure this looks... Like, this hand looks good. The first 2 hands looked good. Mind Control Mistral's kind of hype. I've yet to test hand into Swallow's Nest, which is really annoying, because that's kind of the vibe. But maybe one of these hands I'll draw it. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, this hand is sick! So obviously you hold the upstart, right? Just go, sets... Normal. Oh, this is so good. They go to pop your Shura, and then you're just like, psych. Swallow's Nest. Special summon Sacred Crane. Draw a card. God damn it. I guess it's the same as like drawing Sirocco, but that's pretty funny. I guess you upstart. I'm noticing a problem here. I'm noticing a bit of a problem. The first Swallow's Nest is probably always going to be good. But the subsequent Swallow's Nests don't really add up to much. So maybe we do want Mist Valley Soldier as just a way to like ladder out a synchro maybe. Yeah, I think you do want a Mist Valley Soldier. Yeah, I think you want him. Someone said every hand has looked so shit. No, actually I think every hand has looked good. I just think that like that one moment where we resolved Swallow's Nest for Sacred Crane didn't look great. I think we can cut, because like realistically what we're doing is we're playing Swallow's Nest over Icarus Attack, and like how good is that without the payoffs of like Chaos Sorcerer and like fucking Dark Simorgh or like fucking Solidarity? Like how good is that? Those are kind of like the big 3 payoffs of like having Swallow's Nest be actually good. I think we need to play one of those payoffs, and I think it needs to be probably Solidarity, realistically. Or okay, let's throw a poll on here. Which way should we approach this? Because like resolving Swallow's Nest is good into removal, but if your opponent just summons a bigger monster, Swallow's Nest doesn't do what Icarus Attack does. It doesn't clear that bigger monster, which is the problem. That is the main problem, is that Swallow's Nest is taking the space of a removal spell, but it's not acting as a removal spell. It's like acting as like a My Body's a Shield substitute. So Monk is interesting. Monk is very interesting. Oh, that is a great suggestion, Rom. It does conflict with Monk does conflict with Solidarity. So we can't play Solidarity if we play Monk. Let's trim on the upstarts for now. And let's see like what this type of beat looks like. This looks like a power spell Blackwing deck, kinda. That was your suggestion? Sorry, I didn't read that far up, Paul. I just stole your idea and gave it to someone else. Get yoinked. Alright, Summoner Monk looks gasoline in this. Yeah, I kinda like Summoner Monk. Cause you can like Monk out a Bora, Special Gale, make Arcanite, that's kinda hype. Monk out Sacred Crane, draw a card. That's terrible. This is terrible. Monk is terrible. Stop giving me bad suggestions, bro. We're playing Solidarity, alright? We're playing Solidarity. Fuck it. We're playing Solidarity. Alright? And we're gonna cut Dark Armed? Question mark? Is that crazy? No, Dark Armed will always get bottom list. We'll just play triple Solidarity. This looks so insane. But I think this looks right, you know? Like, because now their monsters don't beat your monsters. You know? Okay, well this is just a Blackwing hand. Yo, thank you for re-upping, Leo. Give me a level 4. Oh, let's fucking go. Okay. So this hand is cash money. You go normal Bora. Swallow's Nest the Bora into the Sacred Crane and draw a card. Is this even good? Who knows? But if we rip Solidarity here, we're the GOAT. We didn't. Okay, I think we need to upstarts. I think we need to fit upstart as a way to find Solidarity. Or Black Whirlwind. Because that's like the big payoff. So we need to make 3 cuts. 3 cuts, ladies and gentlemen. What are the 3 cuts? What are the 3 cuts? Maybe we don't need Miss Valley because we have the Solidarities now. So he gets cut. Chalice? No, fuck that. Chalice is lit. We're keeping Chalice. It's probably the worst card, but we're keeping it. Because it's part of the original idea of the deck. Is it possible we cut like a Blizzy or something? Call of the Haunted, maybe? Maybe. I like Call of the Haunted here. But Call kind of doesn't make a ton of sense. Mistral? Could be Mistral. Mistral makes Mind Control a lot better, but yeah, it could be Mistral. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Just... This is the idea. We've got Whirlwinds. We've got Solidarities. We've got Swallow's Nest. People keep saying cut Dad. I want to, but like it's so fucking good. It seems so stupid not to. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Okay, this hand looks nice. Holy shit. Okay, hold up. Draw 2. Give me a monster. No! No! It's still okay. It's still okay. If we find another monster, it's still a solid hand. But this Chalice, no, it's so bad. Okay. But it's cool. It's cool. The hand is solid. Literally, it's got Solidarity. All right. This is the type of hand where you like set Mirror Force. You're like, all right, we can chill out. Then you Mirror Force them. Then you draw monster. Fuck. Okay. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. Hold up. We can do this. You summon Sirocco. They go bottomless. You go change Swallow's Nest. Summon another Sirocco. GG. And then You know what you could do is like, let's say they like summon a bigger monster. You could use Swallow's Nest to pump up your Sirocco using Solidarity as like a battle trick. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I think this is how I would play this, though. I think this is like close to how I would play this. Because this looks fun as shit. Like, even this looks hella fun. Like, this hand looks so cool. Like, this is just a great hand. Like, what the fuck? This hand is actually really gas. Monster. Damn. Alright, we need a monster. One time. Fuck. Dude, I just stay not drawing level 4 winged beasts. I think the correct number is probably like 8 total. But I'm not sure. I think it might be another Sacred Crane. It might be another Sacred Crane. I think we might need to play another Sacred Crane. But I'm not sure what we cut over it. Maybe one Upstart. No, Upstart is too important. It's too important. We have to cut something else. Is it Starlight Road? No, Starlight Road is also too important. Wait, no, Starlight Road is not that important because it shuts off Solidarity. Alright, we're cutting Starlight Road. This turned into like the all-in Swallow's Nest Solidarity. This makes Swallow's Nest look hella good. Because then even like on the turns, like let's say you have like a level 4 and you attack directly, and then you Swallow's Nest, and then you attack directly again, that's like 6,000 damage or some shit. Yeah, like this hand looks crazy. Like, you can Swallow's Nest the Bora into Sacred Crane, and if we rip Solidarity or like Upstart or something like that, then we're just living. Okay, we rip Mind Control, it's not great. But it's not bad either, like that's totally chill. Upstart, Solidarity, one time. Fuck, triple Bora hand. No. I mean, that's a great hand. Like, by all means, that's a very strong hand. So, I don't hate it. Man, these Siroccos just don't be hitting because they don't make the Swallow's Nest good. Like, it's not bad. It's just they don't turn on the blue. I wish there was, like, another level 4 Blackwing we could play. Oh, there we go. That's fucking amazing. Dude, this looks great. Normal Bora. Swallow's Nest. And you know what's cool is you could like Swallow's Nest into Sacred Crane. Rip Honest off the top. Just kidding. Upstart. Draw. Oh, actually we should have done the second Swallow's Nest too. Sacrifice the Sacred Crane. Go special the other one and then draw another card. Towards something. We should play Dust Shoot in this because of all the Upstarts and shit. We should main the Dust Shoot. Not sure over what though. Like Solidarity is obviously the Insano hit. I think these two cards are like the worst. The Chalice and the Mind Control. I'd probably side the Chalice. But it's still there. It's still there for the fans. Alright. Yeah. It's probably Dust Shoot. Because like between Upstart and Swallow's Nest, you can see a bunch of cards turn 1 and you're probably going to hit Dust Shoot. A lot of times in the games, you don't even activate Swallow's Nest if it's Chain Link 1. Yeah, that's true. You could do that. But, like, I think if we're digging towards something like Whirlwind or something, it depends on the hand. It depends on the hand. This hand is so nasty. I think you would Upstart and Allure first just to try and find Whirlwind before. Okay, now you might go... Yeah, you would still Allure first, try and hit Whirlwind. Even if you hit Crane, it's kind of awkward, but... probably banish Bora. Normal Shura. Set Swallow's Nest. Activate Solidarity. So this is what I'm trying to set up. Then they summon a bigger dude. They try to attack your Shura, and then you go Swallow's Nest, sacrifice the Shura, special Sacred Crane, which becomes 2400 because you now have a guy in your graveyard. And then you draw a card. And then it's like a combat trick that draws you a card. And so that's pretty cool. And then if they like try to Caius your Shura, you can Swallow's Nest it into Sacred Crane and then your Blizzard is live. That's like kind of the concept I want to set up with Solidarity here. And it's also like a legacy, like a shitty legacy of Yada if like they Heavy Storm you or Space Typhoon you or something. I think that's like the best way to approach this deck is like with the Solidarity as the payoff. You could alternatively not play Solidarity and play like Chaos Sorcerer and play Dark Simorgh, but I think that's a little bit less powerful than the Solidarity, because Solidarity is like good even when you don't draw Swallow's Nest, whereas Chaos Rusher and Dark Morgue are total bricks when you don't draw Swallow's Nest. So you like the Solidarity? Attacking directly with a Swallow is like 6k damage. Yeah, especially if you have like multiple Solidarities or like a Collude or whatever. Yeah, you could get some really crazy damage turns with the Solidarity. Okay, this is how I would change this deck. Thank you so much, Lepa. We're going to move on to the next one for the sake of time. Thank you for the gifties. The sideboard, you could probably tune it a little bit better. But overall, I think Swallow's Nest plus Solidarity has a lot of potential. Can Solidarity plus Shura search Sirocco? If Whirlwind is in play, yes. You actually can do that because Shura will be 2600 when we're... Yes, it can do that, yes. So Solidarity makes it so all your dudes. Thank you so much for the gifties, Lepa. Much appreciated. That is an insane amount of gifties. I cannot even begin to describe. So this is what it started out as. A couple of chalices, couple of compulses, some interactive stuff. We made it super aggressive with triple Solidarity, triple Upstart, triple Swallow's Nest. We bumped up the Sacred Crane. And HPR Shredder dodges the gifties yet again. He has a 100% evasion rate. He used double team 6 times. It's like Christmas in here. Dude, this is literally Christmas today. Thank you so much, Lepaberry. That's actually very kind of you. All right, on to the next. Shout out to Lepa for that submission. I think we made the deck do what it wants to do a little bit better, which is abuse Swallow's Nest to the fullest potential, make the most out of Swallow's Nest. And we didn't really do a great job of making it meta viable, but I think Black Wings is already pretty fucking meta viable. So we'll move on to the next. All right, who was next on the list? I don't know if I can remember. I have to like scroll back up. There were so many gifties. Mr. Tag was next. Is Mr. Tag in the house? Mr. Tag, which of these decks is yours? Do you remember which of these decks is yours? Don't remember. I remember the 46 card Ojama one is one of the ones that we have to do. So that one's going to be coming up next. I remember the Gallus one is one of the ones we have to do, which I believe is this one. Or there was another one. I'm not sure which Gallus. It's the Toon one? Okay, cool. Toon Cat one. All right. We're going to be looking at Mr. Tag's Toon Gemini Synchro Cat deck. So it's Deck Doctor 8. Import deck. Oh, hold up. Just got to move the file to the place. Good night, HPR Shredder. Amazing job dodging the gifties. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you managed it. Much appreciated, though, for hanging out. All right. So this is your Toon Rescue Cat deck. All right. Right off the bat, one thing I like is that Toon Gemini Elf plus Airbellum makes Arcanite Magician. That's pretty cool. I do like that Toon Table of Contents can search Gemini Elf. And I do like Toon Gemini Elf a lot. It has a very powerful effect. It says if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, discard one random card from their hand. That is a really strong effect. Like, just objectively, a really, really strong effect. It does have a huge downside, though. It cannot attack the turn it is summoned, so we're going to have a little bit of Magic the Gathering summoning sickness. Which, okay, you know, it happens. It's like just kind of a vibe. But it is solid. It is solid. One thing you could do is abuse this with like final attack orders. This is it. All face-up monsters on the field are changed to attack positions, and their battle positions cannot be changed. No, it's not this. What is the one that like makes it so they have to attack? Is it like Savage Coliseum? Is it this one? All monsters must attack if able. Yeah, during the end phase, destroy all face-up attack position monsters. Turn controls that did not declare an attack. No, this is bad. This is actively bad because your monster can't attack, so it just destroys itself. It's the Gallus with Turbo Rocket. So there's a different one. There's a different Gallus one. It's this one. Okay. We'll move that one up. Okay. Battlemania. Okay. So, right off the bat, obviously, Rescue Cat has a ton of bricks in it. Has a ton of bricks in the deck. Which is always awkward. What deck played final attack orders? I'm not sure. There was I think it's a Goblin Attack Force deck that plays it. I'm thinking of Toon Goblin Attack Force when I think of final attack orders. Huh. Why are we playing Toon Gemini Elf over Gravekeeper Spy? I guess we don't get fucked by deck dev. And why are we playing Snowman Eater over Gravekeeper Spy? I think in cat decks, you want to have Gravekeeper Spy. The idea of this deck, is to summon Arcanite and spam Arcanite. So we're going to go with Spy. Because Handwrit Gimmick for Gemini Elf. Descendant does that as well, though. And Descendant does it a little better because Descendant can also pop back row. The Injection Fairy Lily is a target for Giant Rat, which isn't bad. But why are we playing Giant Rat? It's just to find Rescue Cat? Is that the goal with the rat package? It only gets Rescue Cat and Injection Fairy Lily. Toon Tables being extra spells for Monk is funny. I do like the Toon Tables in this deck. I think that that's cool. I think that that is a cool angle. The rat does find cat. I'm not sure if it's just like better or worse than Sangan though. Sangan also would allow you to play Allure. So like if you play Sangan, you could play Toon Cannon or comparable Toon Dark Monster. Let's see, Toon Summon Skull even. Oh no, this one can't be summoned. Toon Mass Sorcerer. This card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw one card. This guy's kind of cool. You could set him. They may attack into him. Cannon Soldier is better than Mass Sorcerer. Is it? Is Mass Sorcerer even legal? He might not even be legal. But Cannon Soldier for sure is legal. You can play Allure. Well, the reason I want a dark one is so we can play Allure. So that Toon Table can get a dark one. I think that that's pretty important. Triple Instant Fusion for these guys. Interesting. Okay, I don't hate it. The Panther is just so Cat can make a level 6 on its own, right? Like there's no other upside to it. So the Garnets as of right now are Panther, Descendant, Toon Cannon, Triple Airbellum. Maybe we don't play the Toon Cannon. Maybe we just don't play him. We just play the Allure Raw Dog and we don't play the Toon Cannon. I think you need a way to protect your Gemini Elf. Like, you're going to play it, and then your opponent's going to, like, put something into play. So I think compulsory. We may end up back on the rat stuff, but I do want to play Grand Mole in this as well. Because I think Grand Mole works well with not only Gemini Elf, but Airbellum as well. And then I think you want Trap Stun as a way to force through your Arcanite plays. So we're going to cut one Instant Fusion. We're going to cut one Toon Gemini Elf. Because you play 5, you don't really want 6 copies of that card. And I think we're going to cut one other card. I'm not sure what. Probably Dust Shoot, actually. I think we might side Dust Shoot in this. Either that or we only play one Trap Stun. But I do like 2 Trap Stun. I think that that's like pretty good. Or Trunade. Trunade has more application than Trap Stun in a way. We could also just play 41. That's not the weirdest thing. Or we could cut the Dark Panther. It's also not the weirdest thing. But then you get the weird, awkward double Airbellum draws with Rescue Cat being a play. So I think we'll keep the Panther. Dust Shoot is mid with Airbellums. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So one big thing is we do have to cut the Defissures from the side. You can't actually activate Rescue Cat if Defissure is in play. Because Rescue Cat has to send itself to the graveyard for cost. So that is one thing that definitely holds back Rescue Cat decks from, I think, being meta viable, is that you can't activate Rescue Cat under Defissure. Otherwise, dimensional Rescue Cat decks would be fucking crazy. They would be so good. But unfortunately, this card needs to send to graveyard for the cost. So Defissure is like super counterintuitive to this deck strategy. So I think that guy gets cut for sure. I think Cyber Dragon is very crucial for Rescue Cat decks because generally speaking, having Cyber Dragon plus Arabellum is just a very strong hand. Cyber Dragon plus Gramble, also very strong. It may even be worth maining the Cyber Dragons. So you could like special Cyber, set Toon Gemini, something like that. Set up for that type of thing. I like that a lot. I do like having these cards in the sideboard here. Book of Moon in the side. What is this for? I don't really know. Maybe Vanity's Fiend. It's for Vanity's Fiend, possibly. I don't really know what the Book of Moon is in the side for. We could probably cut those. Nobleman is for Raikou stuff. You don't play Raikous yourself, so that makes sense. I like the Noblemans in the side of this deck. They can always be pitched to Monk if they're drawn dead as well, which is really nice. Do you want the second Cyber Dragon? I think another Trap Stun, like straight up. I think this card is just fucking amazing in this deck. Yeah, this looks great. Even like Trap Stun into Mobius, like it's really fucking solid. Like that is really cool. Now let's look at the extra deck. We've got single Arcanite. Instantly, I want to cut the life transfer for the Arcanite. That's like the second Arcanite. That's like big for me. It's having two Arcanites here. The level 8s all look okay. One thing I don't like is Musician King. You don't have any level 2 tuners, so there's no reason to have Musician King. It's better to have Reaper. Reaper gets in under Bottomless, and Reaper also allows you to make Dark End, which is really useful. You can't actually make Tempest Magician in this deck because you don't play any level 2 tuners, so there's no reason to have it. Instead, it's best to have Dark End Dragon, because Dark End can be made with instant fusion into Reaper plus any of your 3-star tuners. So that's kind of the goal. It can also be made with Tragodia copy level 5 into Dark End Dragon. Yeah, Dark End Dragon is super broken, so that's what I would do there for the extra deck. And then I would just cut the Iron Chain Dragon for a level 5. You don't have any level 2 non-tuners in your deck, but you could easily steal one with Mind Control or Brain Control. Specifically Dupe Frog, which is a level 2 that sits in play, or Raikou. So, you definitely want at least one level 5 just to have the option. Thank you for becoming a member, Organic. My guy, enjoyed the members only content. Gale the Whirlwind, maybe. It just seems a little bit standalone, a little slow, a little bit like you're just going to get deck devved. One of the things about this deck is if you look at the bottom row here, including Tragodia, you have 10 targets for deck dev. So post-board, things look tough. You can't really side too effectively around that. Like you can side out the Panther, the Tragodia, the Gramble, and the Sanguine versus Blackwings, and you can drop 4 targets, but you're still pretty weak to deck dev. So maybe you want another card in the sideboard to bring in versus Blackwings. That makes it so you don't get just fucking shredded by deck dev. Charlotte Road is okay. It can help stop deck dev. Mobius is okay. Yeah, I think it's just you're gonna have to side down on the monsters that get hit by deck dev. Which is like you would have to side out Trag and probably Panther and probably like Sanguine. Those 3 versus Blackwings, and you'd bring in like double Cyber Dragon, maybe Mobius. And then like Trap Sun and stuff. Yeah, this is how I'd approach it. I think this is a great way to play this deck. Whose was this again? Was this Mr. Tags? Yes, this was Mr. Tags' deck. So, Mr. Tag, this is how I'd play this deck. I think this is a really solid looking idea. I think Toon Gemini Elf is really cool. It's a little slow, but you can make slow work in Edison. I think you can make slow work. I think the thing you can't make work is like bad, but I think Toon Gemini Elf is good. It's just slow. That's it. And it's cool with Compulse. It kind of plays along well with the like Arcanite strategy. They'll be like, oh, I don't want to get my hand ripped, so they'll set their hand and then you make an Arcanite and you blow up their field. That's fucking sweet. I think that's a really cool strategy. I think this is a cool adaptation. This is actually a deck I may want to play myself in the future. So thank you for submitting. We're going to move on to the next one, which I believe was... So this is how it looked before. Had like a couple of random cards, the random Rat, Inject Fairly, which was kind of neat, but not really worth the deck slots, I think. And Snowman Eater instead of the Spies. But We move it this way, and I think it's going to do what the deck wants to do more, which is threaten Gemini Elf, and then spam Arcanite once you've threatened it. So thank you for submitting that. All right, next. Who's next? Who was next? I think it was it Adrian or something? Was Adrian next? I don't remember. 46 card Ojama wasn't troll. I think it was Adrian. Adrian was next, and then Hani. Hani, the Gallus with turbo rockets, and then... Yeah, I should have made a list on the side. I'm being not smart about this. But yes, so Adrian is 46 card Ojama, which is, I believe, this one, and then the next one is this one. So, all right, let's hop into this 46 card Ojama deck, which is totally not troll copium. It's not a troll. You promise you've been cooking. All right, Deck Doctor 9. Cool. How are you guys liking the stream so far? This is a pretty fun one. I think this is a cool idea. I think this is kind of just like a fun one. Am I done taking suggestions? Yes, probably for tonight, Jgamby, considering I have like another 15 after these two. So like, yeah, probably done for tonight. Unless you want to donate a shitload of money. All right. Cool. Moving into the next deck, we got Deck Doctor 9. Where is this bad boy? This is Adrian's. What is this? 46 card Ojama deck list. So what does this deck want to do? It wants to resolve Oja Magic and Ojama Blue, because those are kind of like the big payoff cards. And then the way you win the game is with Junk Synchron? Like, what's our win con here? Our win con is, we've got a couple of different win cons. We got Instant Fusion, bring out the Ojama Knight, and then bring it back with Ojama Country. We've got Junk Synchron into a level 5. And then we've got Caius. Those are our win cons. So, like, very low to the ground win cons. Have a good night, Carpenter. I hope your Infernal Frog deck does well in the future with the advice. So, my initial thought here is we need more win cons. And the best win con for this deck, or my favorite win con, is Debris Dragon. This is my favorite win con. I love this card in this deck. I like it more than I like just about anything else in this deck. Why? Because under Ojama Country, you summon Debris, you bring back Ojama Knight, it's 4,500 damage. And that's really fucking good. So I like that. I like Debris Dragon, bring back Ojama guy, because Debris Dragon becomes a threat under Ojama Country. Whereas the Junk Synchron, you kind of have to synchro with it. So it's like okay, but it's not like we're still going to play the Junk Synchrons, but I definitely want to try to fit some number of Debris Dragon in this deck. That's like goal number 1 is this guy. Debris Dragon is also nice because it gives you the ability to make Ancient Fairy, which is 3,000 under Ojama Country. And then you can pop other field spells to search Ojama Country if you want to do that. Book of Moon is interesting. It's kind of on the chopping block. The Vortex Troopers with the Vanillas is interesting as well, but I don't think you need the full 3. Maybe you do. Who knows? But probably not. Probably 2 is okay. Double Hamster, triple Raikou, only double Avarice. Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior is pretty good. Yeah, I think because we are on double Junk Synchron, we may cut one Junk Synchron, but he's pretty good. But because we are on both, we may want Junk Warrior as well. I think that's pretty good. It is a beat stick with the other Ojamas. The Book of Moon feels kind of random. Yeah. Double instant. We might want triple instant, actually. I want triple instant. As crazy as this sounds, I think this deck might be viable without the Ojama Magic cards. I just want to like take a look at how this looks real quick. And obviously we play less of these. But like in theory, like what if we just didn't play these cards? How crazy is that? Is that too crazy? You don't know how you like Vortex Trooper? I don't know how I like it either. It does put back the bricks if your game plan is Oja Magic, but like what if we just cut the Oja Magics altogether? Theoretically, of course. And we'll play like one Ojama Red. I don't like Ojama Red in general. I usually just think it's worth cutting, but how does a deck like this look? In theory. Because you're still this deck is still doing what it wants to do, which is play Ojamas. It's still doing what it wants to do. It's still summoning Ojama Knight. It's still spamming Ojama Country. But like, pardon me, guys. Let's say we play a Night Assailant. Night Assailant, you can pitch to Ojama Country and then add back Raikou or Hamster. You don't need red. There's no Xyz. Yeah. So like basically the Ojama engine is Ojama Blue, Ojama Country, which is pretty solid. What if there was a way to... How do we go second into Raikou decks? That's kind of like the question here. Night Assailant's also nice because it's a debris target. And it works with like Phoenix Wing. How do we go second into Raikou decks? Well, we main Dust Shoot. We can main Dust Shoot. We can main... Man, that's tricky. This one's tricky. What if we played Gores too? Chaos Sorcerer? I can't spell, apparently. Chaos Sorcerer does come to mind. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 darks, and then plenty of lights. Card Trooper, that is a debris target, isn't it? Could we get away with like playing Dandelion? Is that crazy? What does Mind Control do for this deck? Mind Control synchros with Junk Synchron, but that's it. Doesn't do anything else. I think we may cut Mind Control for like a random Dandelion. Solidarity. Really? Solidarity. Our deck couldn't possibly have more than one type in it. No, for sure. We should have Solidarity. Really, that's a great idea. You thought you cooked, but yes. This could be wrong. I mean, it could still be worth playing Oja Magic. It could still be worth playing Oja Magic, but I'm just like looking how the deck would look without it. How would the deck look without it? Because this doesn't look that bad. This actually looks kind of fun. Starlight Road? What about a third Hamster? I think 2 is fine. It's a pretty slow card. You thought a value of Oja Magic and Looping Country could be cool. Oja Magic is a lot of value. But you know what else is a lot of value? Ojama Blue. That card's pretty good. It's kind of infinite value, especially with Pot of Avarice. Yeah, I think that this is... And it looks like at some point you did have Debris Dragon in your deck because your extra deck is already built for Debris Dragon. Like, it already has Iron Chain and Red Dragon. So, like, at some point you had Debris and then cut it, which is interesting. This could be like... This could still be a 45 card deck or whatever. But instead it plays like Compulsory... and like Trapstone. I'm just Compulsory and Trapstone pilled, low key. Shining Angel to recruit blue. Probably not necessary. It doesn't really contribute much to the A plan of this deck. You'd rather spend your normal summon on either a Miller or an Ojama or a Synchro. The fact that it can get things is interesting, but I'm not really super attached to that idea. This deck is going to get fucked by deck dev, no matter how you look at it. Night Assailant helps with deck dev, Chaos Sorcerer helps with deck dev, Dandy helps with deck dev. So the 3 cards we've added, the 3 monsters we've added, all help with getting deck dev'd in a big way. But if you're looking at the rest of it, it is very difficult for this deck to not get deck dev'd. So you know what? Fuck it. We're compulsory Trapstone gang. Maybe not even compulsory gang. We might just be Trapstone gang. Let's go see how this draws. My body has a shield and prey. Yeah. I think this is closer to like what you want to be doing. But this hand looks good. I have a different idea. So we cut 1 Junk Synchron, we play 1 Air Bellum. And then we play Rescue Cat too. That'd be kind of cool. That way we've got Cat into Air Bellum blue. It instantly gets Country live, and it's 4 monsters if you count the Synchro for Avarice. So I think that that's really good. This looks solid. Let's go see this. Also, Cat Instant Fusion's pretty nice. Nice. Dude, this hand is good. This hand is clean. Got Cat. Just make a 5. Get the Ojama guy in the grave. Insta draw Cat after adding it to the list. Yes, that's how we do it here. Gain 6 to start paying for our instant fusion. Very nice. We could have also waited to make this Trag better, but I think we have infinite time for the Trag. We draw another Ojama blue. Gasoline. Yeah, I just want more instant fusion conversions. Maybe like another Air Bellum even. And just play 45. Actually, that's a lot of monsters. Hold up. That is a lot of monsters. We don't have to play the random Dandelion. I just wanted it because I think it makes Ojama Country feel a little bit better. Like when you're pitching a card to summon something back, you pitch Dandelion. Like, that's pretty cool. But maybe that's a little stupid. Maybe we could cut the random Dandelion and just play another Air Bellum. And have like Cat, Air Bellum, like be the vibe. And then Junk Debris. Honest. How much of the vibe is Honest? Is Honest important in this deck? He's pretty strong. I mean, it's a pretty good card. I just feel like I'm going to draw it and just be like mad. What if we cut Honest? Is that crazy? This looks a little bit better. Now you have less... You're getting hit by deck dev a little bit less bad. And then, like, playing 42 means you're not going to draw the, like, shitty clumps of everything as frequently. Yeah, this hand just looks good. I mean, it just looks nice, man. Like... And you don't have all those bricks in your deck? This looks good, especially if you like Mill and Ojama. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You milled the Ojama. Oh my gosh, instant fusion as well. I just wish there was more ways to utilize the Ojama guy straight out the gate. Because like you only have these 3 guys and these 3 guys to immediately use the Ojama guy. Otherwise, he's just kind of dying in the end phase, which is awkward. But I think the sideboard looks good. I think the strategy looks good. Maybe the decree's probably not that useful now that you have Trap Stun. You could probably get away with something a little bit more targeted, something for Black Wings, maybe like a stronger, like normal summon. Like, I'm trying to think. You have Bottomless, you have Deep Prison already. Maybe you could side Sirocco. He's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Botanical Lion, weirdly good with Ojama Country. Because he'll be like 2,000, then he gains 300 for himself, so he's just a 2,300 normal summon. Yeah, you have a few more sideboard slots. I'd say just tech for whatever you're losing to the most. And this looks like a really solid deck. I mean, this looks like fun. I'd have a good time playing this. All right. Next list. Thank you, Adrian, for submitting. I think that we made it a little bit better. Let's take a look at the original list. It was 46 cards. It had the Oja Magic, the Vortex Troopers. And while the upside of Oja Magic is real, it's just not amazing. It's possible that's the best way to play the deck rather than play it like this. But I think that there's some unique synergies to making it like a debris, like beat stick spam deck too as well. And possibly you could lean further into that with like I know someone said play 3 Hamster. Even though he is kind of slow, he is 1,800 under Ojama Country, which is kind of cool. So there's always that. Maybe find a way to like fully utilize having triple instant fusion. I'm not even sure what that would entail, but food for thought. Food for thought. There's something here. You are cooking. I would have to spend a lot more time with it. I think I'm going to look at this more in the future, but for the sake of moving forward and not spending too much time on this deck, we're going to move on to the next one. And the next one is from, I believe, who was next? It's this deck. I don't remember who it was though. My brain is like shut off. I think it's Hani. I believe this is Hani. Deck Doctor 10. Cool. Cool. Turbo Rocket decks are always based. Yes, it is a Turbo Rocket deck. However, it is a Monster Mash deck. So we have to take that into consideration. So this is a Gallus Turbo Rocket spam deck. With Turbo Rocket and Gallus, you can deal a lot of burn damage. So the game plan, what does this deck want to do? Deal a lot of burn damage and then get in like an aggro thing. Gabe says Turbo Rocket Grinder Golem Destiny Hero Plasma deck. Yes. We may end up going down that route. However, for now, we kind of have to figure out what's happening here. What is the vibes? What are the vibes, I should say? 3 misses off of Gallus is always dangerous. We've got Plague. You don't have a lot of great hits off of Gallus. Like, these 6 stars are okay hits, but like, there's really no reason to play 2 Ryza and 2 Caius. You should just play 3 Caius. Caius is just better. Like, straight up, Caius is just a better card than Ryza. Why? Because of the burn damage. That's it. It's just better because of the burn damage. It's also a dark for your dark arm, so it's just better. 1 Debris, 2 Junk Synchron. So why are we on Junk Synchron at all? Why are we not just full send on Debris? Isn't Debris just better? Junk Synchron can bring back Turbo Rocket, gives you a double tuner, but Junk Synchron negates his effect. So let's say you have Treeborn, Turbo Rocket, and Grave. You summon Junk, you bring out Turbo Rocket, you can make Turbo Cannon, pop something, then Synchron to a 6. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So the idea is to get to Treeborn Frog with Junk Synchron. So you can have Treeborn, Turbo Rocket, and then you can go for the double Synchro play with the pop. It's not terrible. Marshmallow doesn't really seem to fit too much, but he might be a crucial player against Royal Oppression, which this deck is going to struggle with, undoubtedly. Jinzo seems a little bit... Out of place, triple battle fader, and necro. I just need to test hand it a little bit. I need to test hand it a little bit to be sure. Because I think we could maybe get this to the point where it's like doing what it wants to a little bit more consistently and then also not losing to the things that it's going to lose to. So this opening hand is pretty interesting. We've got Gallus, mill something. Didn't miss, so we deal 600. And then we can normal turbo rocket and then synchro. Like, is that what we would want to do? Or would we want to lead on, let's say we led on Card Trooper here. We went Card Trooper, we saved the Gallus. So we go Card Trooper, mill 3. It's not very good. Let's talk frogs. Because I think so much of this deck needs the Treeborn Frog engraved to work. I think that it's better than like these cards. Like outright. I think like Raiko, Lila, Card Trooper, where is that card? Those cards can just get cut, and then we just play like Swap Frog. Substitute. And then we also max Quick Draw, because he's really good. And we play Ryzas. We also have the Jinzo. Quillbolt Hedgehog. I'm not sure exactly what this is here for. I like him better with Machina cards. Swap Bounce Gallus is actually crazy. Yes, it is. It's actually fucking nuts. That's why I'm thinking like Swap is really good. Plague is a little bit of a miss for me here. Yeah, I think it's Plague. Okay. Let's see what this draws like, because this is a lot cleaner. Obviously, not playing the spells is a huge downside for us, but Avarice is going to be alive a lot more once we substitute. Will we want double Avarice plus Foolish for our spells instead? What does Foolish send? Dandelion? Possibly. But Avarice is really good. Like, let's say we had Foolish in this hand. It's not that good. This hand is tricky. Sanguine feeling a little bit slow. Don't love this hand. It's playable. It's just not ideal. I like this hand a lot. Because this hand is Special Gallus, Mill, normal Swap Frog, send Treeborn, bounce Gallus, on our turn well, let's say this guy died. We draw Necro, get back Treeborn, Special Gallus again, hit Dandelion, get 2 tokens. I really do like the Swap Frog bounce Gallus idea. That seems really fucking solid. So we've dealt what? 14 and 6. We've dealt 2,000 and then sack for Caius. Let's say we banish something, then we attack for another 32. That's 52. But our hand's not great. We have this random fucking Necrogardna. He seems quite bad. Okay. Let's just reassess some of these like graveyard synergy cards like Necrogardna, Sangin, and Chaos Sorcerer. We're going to cut him as well. Can we play Lad in this deck, or is it too bricky? We absolutely can. I don't think that that's bad at all. I actually think Lad is fucking amazing in this deck. Needs Lava Golem and Grinder Golem. Does it, Gabe? Does it need those cards? I wonder if 2 Dewfrog is better. So let's see. This needs Sphere of Chaos to search Gallus. Maybe. But that's probably... Every time you summon Sphere of Chaos, it's probably better just to summon a Monarch. Like, just keep that in mind. Dark Simorgh seems kind of bonkers. Turbo Rocket is a wind. But we have no way to really turbo the graveyard if we're not milling. So this hand would be set Marsh. They attack it. Take 1,000. We draw Dad. Jesus, these hands are so fucking bricky without Gallus or Quick Draw. Gallus and Quick Draw like turn everything on. You know, we need Witch. We need Witch. Actually, we just need Witch straight up. I don't think we need Avarice like nearly that much. Because we can recycle the Gallus with Swap Frogs. But I think we need Witch of the Black Rose. Straight up. And I think we can cut something for her. Maybe a Dupe Frog. If we ever go for Dupe Block, we can just go soft. We cannot play Ultimate Offering. This is... I think one Avarice is plenty. I don't think we ever need more than one. Heavy Storm main? What for? I'd like to play 0 spells if possible. If I was going to play a spell after looking at these opening hands, the one I'm thinking of is 1 for 1. This hand is great. Look how good, look how insane this hand is. You drop this guy. You draw a Gallus. Holy shit, this hand is crazy. Wait, hold the fuck up. Pitch, special Swap Frog. Send, special Gallus. Mill, whatever. You can either synchro or you can bounce Gallus. Use it again. Yeah, Witch of the Black Rose seems crazy. Especially with Swap Frog, you can bounce Witch of the Black Rose. Like, that is so amazing. 1 for 1 seems kind of crazy. Yeah, it does, yeah. Witch is insane. Yeah, Witch is just insane in these decks. I mean, like, not playing Witch is kind of like... Like, you're just shooting yourself in the kneecap by not playing Witch. This hand is good again. Special Gallus, mill. Normal swap, send Treeborn. Bounce Gallus. The only issue I'm running into is like this Swap Frog is sitting around. And that's fucking ugly. I don't like that. But in this hand, like, technically you could Synchro Quick Draw with it. If you wanted to. Is there a way we could do something with this Swap Frog after spending our normal? Like, what is the way we could do something with this? I don't think Avarice is necessary. I think we can cut Avarice entirely. I don't think it's good. I think having any spell card, if we're going to have any spell card, it's going to be 1 for 1. This looks gorgeous. This looks fun. The sideboard obviously would have to change a little bit. We'd need a second drill. Have I read Zeman the 8 King? Yes, I have. Drill Warrior would need to be in the extra deck. Probably. I don't think we'd need Road Warrior. Road Warrior can bring out Turbo Rocket, though, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. You like Sphere of Chaos because it searches Virus and Puppet Plant post side? Yeah, it does do that. I don't know. A Cyber Valley for the 1 for 1. I'm 1000% of the time 1 for 1ing for Substitute. I'm never going for Cyber Valley. Unless literally all 3 Substitutes are in my hand. And even then I'm summoning Treeborn and then sacking it to the Substitute. This hand is equally good. Summon Witch. Draw Junk Synchron. Pitch Frog. Special Swap. Send probably the other frog so we don't draw it. Or we could send Dupe Frog. Bounce the Witch. Or we could synchro with the Witch and the Swap Frog. Make Goyo. They kill swap. We draw. We get Treeborn. Now our options are pretty intense here. I mean, we've got Witch draw again. Draw into Ryza. We can either just synchro with this, or we can like pitch special quick draw, make a 6. Or we could just attack with Witch and just get our value that way. I'm trying to think if there's a better way to approach this. There might even be a better way to approach this with like Machina as well. Like go full like Machina Frog. Which needs to be the only monster on board. Oh yeah, you're right. That was my bad. If you control no other card. So yeah, it would need to draw. It would need to be the only card on board to draw. No, that is a good catch. I would not have been able to do that. What I just did was super illegal. You can't do that. That is a little bit awkward then with Treeborn. Yeah, maybe you would be forced to like synchro with it. Maybe Witch isn't the best then. Maybe Witch isn't the best. I mean, it's like probably fine to play a couple. What is this deck trying to do? The issue is that this deck is taking up a lot of resources to just try to do a thing that another deck already does while playing spell cards. Like Gallus the Star Beast isn't really adding too much to this deck, unfortunately. Unless we start adding like fucking Light and Darkness Dragons. I think Light and Darkness Dragon might be the move. I think we might go heavy on the lads. We cut Dark Armed. Cut Jinzo. I think heavy Lad is good because Lad is not only an insane hit off of Gallus, but just like a way to come back from like a really weird deficit. Yeah, I think that this might be like a triple Lad deck for sure. Okay. Yeah, no, this looks amazing. Like, this looks really good. This is kind of exactly what you want from this type of deck. Like, the Gallus itself already gets you where you want to go. Yeah, this looks great. And plus, like, okay, let's take a look at the sideboard. This hand looks fucking amazing, too. Let's see, what do we draw? Ryza, beautiful. No, this looks great. Okay, let's take a look at the sideboard. So when you look at the sideboard, triple electric, triple puppet plant, what do those cards do? They give you tribute fodder for Light and Darkness. Like that's what you wanted. That's what you want. So I like that a lot. I think triple Lad is definitely the move with this deck. Okay, this looks great. This looks like how I would do it. Thank you so much to Hani for submitting it. Lad definitely is the glue that you're looking for. It's the conversion for Gallus Swap Frog hands. It's the conversion for like the dandy tokens, the quick draws, that sort of thing. It gives you a way to invalidate other decks. It's like a strength that only this deck can play. It's also a great hit off of Gallus. Yeah, I think this is how I would approach it. I think this is the build I would use. At least to start with. This keeps the same strategy. I think it makes it a little bit more meta viable with the lads. Obviously, they're not great if your opponent has their own Treeborn Frogs, but that's something you'd have to work out with the sideboard patterns. Like maybe you'd want to side in like DD Crows or like Vanity's Fiends to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Otherwise, this is it. This is the vibe. This is what's happening. So, do we have another one? Who else submitted? This is the original deck, the one that was submitted. It had a random Quillbolt, Sanguine Plague, like just a bunch of cards you don't want to draw. But like you don't have a lot of great ways of milling them besides like hoping a Lightsworn monster sticks going second, which is, let's be honest, unlikely. So yeah, just a lot of like really awkward Garnety type draws. This one fixes that, you know, gets a little Frog Engine going. Swap Frog Gallus gives you that burn potential. Light and Darkness Dragon is very aggressive. Lets you just attack without thinking. Yeah, this is definitely I think Witch of the Black Rose is also really solid too. It's just immediately replaces itself. You don't need to worry about anything. It combos with Gallus. You can go Witch, Special Gallus, make a 7 at equal value. You probably do need Ancient Fairy Dragon in the extra deck. because that comes up with Witch Gallus a lot, but I mean, it's fine. It's all fine. It's all chilling. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Are y'all still with me? Who's still with me? Press 1 if you're still with me. I think we've sort of tanked as the stream has gone on. I think it's gotten too late. I think everybody's going to bed right around now, myself included. I'm getting a little sleepy. Solid 3 hours of Deck Doctor is not bad. What do you guys think? One more? Or we do the rest tomorrow? What is this? Oh, this is a very similar list that someone submitted. Wow. Once again, I would go with Light and Darkness Dragon over this. Rom, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. I also appreciate all the chatting and stuff. Much love, my guy. Very kind. Yeah, so this is something someone else submitted. I again would go with Light and Darkness over Dark Samorg probably. Although Dark Samorg is good. Let's see. This is another Ojama one. This one's not playing the Ojama country. It's playing creature swap instead. No rescue cat. Probably go back to the other style of list. What's this one? Oh, Codaris. We could do a Codaris one to close things out. Have a good night, Mr. Tag. Thank you for all the donations and stuff. There was one other person who donated, wasn't there? I don't remember. Oh, that might have been it. If we did gifties, would your deck be featured tomorrow? You did gifties, didn't you, Luna? You gifted, right? Which one was yours, Luna? I don't remember. I remember you gifted. Oh, it was the Relinquished Value one. That's right. Oh, this is the one we're doing. This is the last one we're doing tonight. This is Luna's, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Deck Doctor 11. Who is this messaging me? Got one deck real quick. We have 1 million already. Sorry. Save it for the next time. All right, sick. All right, we got time for one more tonight. We're going to do the Relinquished Value Deck Doctor. That's going to be the plan. Good night, honey. Hope you had a good one. Let's see. Import deck. Good night, Rom. Have a good evening. All right, here we are. Here we are. Deck Doctor 11. Relinquished Value. So, right off the bat, what does this deck want to do? Well, the answer is... Have a good night, Billy. The answer is we want to Jin lock people and we want to value them at the same time. Or both. There's only one Black Illusion ritual in the whole deck. Because once you find it, you can get it back with prep. I guess. But that means you have to draw prep to get it back. Interesting. You can always pitch the Relinquished to the Greffers. Okay. The wheels are turning a little bit here. There's a random Aaron in this deck. I don't know. Is that because, like, when your opponent sets monsters, you want to shuffle them back against Relinquished? Unfortunately, Aaron doesn't really beat anything that Relinquished doesn't already beat. Because, like, if your opponent has a defense position monster, you can just keep ramming Relinquished into it and dealing them damage. Because if you take battle damage, then your opponent also takes that battle damage. So Aaron doesn't really contribute anything. So right off the bat, I think Aaron gets cut. That just seems like a wasted spot, in my opinion. Hamster, Raiko, Caius. They're fine cards. They get you tribute fodder for the Black Illusion ritual. My immediate thoughts is that you just want another Black Illusion ritual. Like, that is my immediate thoughts. And then my secondary thoughts are you don't play into back row very well with this deck. This deck does not have a great into back row game. Also, Armageddon Knight is pretty important for like value turbo type strategies. I just think having a second Black Illusion Ritual is too important. Maybe 2 Decree over Tretch? Yeah, maybe. I want to see how this draws. I just want to see how it draws first, because like Gores might also be kind of a meme. I don't see it coming up too much. We might be able to cut Gores for the 3rd Manju. Maybe play something like Trag. But you already have a lot of normal summon starters, so 3 Manju might just be overkill. This deck could potentially play Chaos Sorcerer. Was it not playing Chaos Sorcerer? It was playing Chaos Sorcerer, right? Oh, it wasn't. No, immediately, yeah. Cut Gores for Chaos Sorcerer, yeah. No, we should definitely be playing Chaos Sorcerer in this deck. Especially with the Manju. And, like... yeah. I don't know if we'll need 2 Jin either. I think 1 Jin will probably be plenty. And we can fit in Armageddon Knight. Might be good. Let's see how this works. The second Jin might be important, but I'm not really sure. It may come up in like long games versus frogs or something like that. Yeah, instantly this hand is great. Like you just set hamster. They attack it. You get Raikou. Draw for turn. That's awkward. I think you want Manju more than you want prep. So I think going 2 prep, 3 Manju makes more sense. I could be wrong about that though. I'm like trying to think if you want 3 Greffer. I do like 3 Greffer in like these style decks, but I'm not sure if I want it specifically in this deck because it's you're already discarding a lot of cards. Chaos Sorcerer, I did add it. Fix it. I did add it. I cut Gores for it. Okay, let's see. I think Trigodia might be really good too, because it's obviously a great combo with Manju. Would this Manju be better as a prep? And the answer is kinda. This hand is not very good. I just don't really see the inherent synergy between Vayu and Relinquished. Like obviously being able to use Vayu as a tribute for Relinquished is pretty cool. Okay, now it looks good. Let's say they killed this guy, right? Go Black Illusion, sack Vayu, special Relinquished, steal their guy, so you now have a guy. And then you Rhoda for Armageddon Knight. And then you Armageddon Knight, send Sirocco. And then you banish both. Make an Armed Wing. And then you just punch face. For however much. And then you get Mirror Forced. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. I kind of do like the idea of Decree. I don't think Treacherous Trap Hole is really that useful. You already remove monsters with Relinquished. So I think Decree is more useful in the main. And maybe we just cut 1 Manju. Because it's not great drawing multiples. This deck loses harder to Grand Mole. Yeah, I know. I get that. Grand Mole does beat the shit out of Vayu Turbo. So there is that. You're not wrong. But at least here with Decree, like if they Grandmole us, we can maybe try to OTK them back or something like that. We could side maybe Treacherous, something like that. I don't understand what we're siding Necrogardener for specifically. I don't understand what we're siding Warrior Lady for either. Blackwings, perhaps? We should have an okay Blackwing matchup. I think what we need is a lot of DD Crows, because like the way people come back against Relinquished is like they make Bryonic somehow, and usually that involves their graveyard. So I think that this is we want deck devastation and we want DD Crow. Deck dev also works with Relinquished, so we probably just play the full 3. It's possible we do like that and then one Sirocco in the side. What the fuck? We have 2 in the main. We don't even. Why would we need another Sirocco? Well, anyway, yeah, triple deck dev, triple DD Crow. I don't think this guy's that good. I just don't think he's that good. I think we could get away with like Vanities maybe. Book of Moon would be good. Would it? I don't know. This one's tough. This is a tough one. Like against Blackwings, our main deck's already okay. Maybe we need stuff for like the light decks, like Light Imprisoning, but that doesn't even stop Herald. Huh. I think the main deck looks fine. I just need to figure out exactly how we're approaching the sideboarding. I think deck dev is the best way to sideboard with this deck. Because, I mean, it's the best way to sideboard with Vayu Turbo, so I think going deck devs is important. And then I think going DD Crows is important. And then I also think Vanity's Fiend has like weird applications that make it good. So probably side that. Probably don't side Morphing Jar. I've sided Morphing Jar in the past, and I rarely can decide when to side it in. Trying to think about this. Let's see. Foolish for Jin and Vayu. It's just a minus. You can just play more Armageddon if you want to. It does it, but it's better. Miracle Dig for grind games is kind of interesting. It's like another burial in like grindy matchups. But I'm not sure if it's going to be good. It's probably not going to be that necessary in this deck. I don't really know why we're siding Necrogardener either. Card doesn't make a lot of sense in the sideboard. But maybe there's some matchups where you want it. Trying to think what you would want versus like some rogue shit that probably gives you a hard time, like Glads. Glads is probably a really bad matchup with this type of deck. So I think against that deck specifically, I'm trying to think, like, is it possible against Glads to set out all of your monsters, like all of your relinquished monsters? Is that even something you'd want to do? How do you deal with Glads with this deck? Like, Glads seems like a fucking terrible matchup. Jane, I guess. You already have a shit ton of normal summons, but like, you could side like Jane, Thunder King, that type of shit. Thunder King really fucks with your own strategy though. So maybe it's like just Janes. A couple of Janes for Glads. Sometimes you just want some ways to just swing belligerently. Yeah, Jane is really good versus Glads, so. Yeah, I'd probably try something like this. I think this is how I'd approach this. I wouldn't change it too much before trying it again. I don't think there's anything that's like really popping out to me. You could book, relinquish, flip him, and steal another monster. You could do that. I just don't think that that's like ever like in order for that to come up, your opponent has to have 2 monsters in play, and you already have to have ritual, relinquish plus tribute plus book. So it's a 4-card combo into a narrow situation that rarely happens. So in that circumstance, plus your relinquish have to survive a turn. So it's just like in that circumstance, like you'd rather just play a different card. Like most of the time, you'd rather just have like a Caius or like a Greffer or something. You'd rather not have the book in that instance. There's usually a card that fills that role better. Not always. Sometimes that book play will come up. It just doesn't come up as often as you'd think. In theory, it's cool, and that's how like Tsukiyomi locks are established in GOAT. But needing a 4-card combo and for your opponent to have like a certain circumstance come up, the reason the relinquish, the Thousand Eyes lock is so good in GOAT with Tsukiyomi is because Thousand Eyes Restrict is a 2-card combo in GOAT. It's just a 1-star and a Metamorphosis. And then on top of that, Tsukiyomi is the 3rd card, and Tsukiyomi is good on its own. Whereas Book of Moon is okay on its own, but it's not the same as Tsukiyomi. And Tsukiyomi is every turn, and Thousand Eyes also stops them from attacking you back. So, like, basically, like, it's just different in GOAT. In Edison, it's a lot worse for a lot of reasons. Yeah, I think this is how I'd approach it. I don't think that there's anything I'd want to change at first. I don't know if Relinquished pairs best with Vayu, but I don't know if Relinquished necessarily has a home in Edison format at all. I think it's just kind of a tricky, clunky card in Edison format when there are other strategies that are a little bit more streamlined than it. And it kind of struggles with like some pretty common interaction, namely trap cards. Just stuff like compulsory makes it really, really fucking annoying. But yeah, no, overall, solid stuff. Really fun Deck Doctor stream. I think we got through 11 decks, which is amazing. Did you guys enjoy this? If you did, thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.